in the city. Home isn't pretty. Ain't no home for me. Home in the darkness. Home on the highway. Home isn't my way. Home I'll never be. Burn out the day. Burn out the night. Can't see no reason to put up a fight. I'm living for giving the devil his due. I'm burning for you. I'm burning for you. Time is the essence. Time is the season. Time ain't no reason. Got no time to show. Time everlasting. Time to play besides. Time ain't on my side. Time I'll never know. Burn out the day. Burn out the night. Now I want to tell you what's wrong from what's right. I've seen suns that were freezing and lives that were blue. But I'm burning for you. I'm burning for you. Burn out the day. Burn out the night. Can't see no reason to put up a fight. I'm living for giving the devil his due. I'm burning for you. I'm burning for you. I'm burning for you. I'm burning
For you. Hey. Alrighty. I said I'd come back tonight. Sometimes I can, and sometimes I can't. But tonight I was able to. Hubby got off work a little early, and kids are in bed sleeping. Didn't have no dinner to worry about because it was already done. So, yeah. And I'm still waiting on that other video, but there's still other videos to go over that we didn't get to go over. However, there is something that came to my attention right before I came live. And y'all know I've covered the Cater situation with Steve and Vada and EKC and Nikki and Suzanne and all them, what they did to Sharla. I played the mod call. I've covered the court stuff with them, for the ROs. So, okay. So Suzanne posted a video. It's very short, what part I'm going to play of it, because a lot of it is just yak, yak, yak. But Suzanne, Suzanne, Suzanne. What if I told you I have the conversation? So, what if I can tell you and prove that you're still not being honest? And that is the lamest apology I've ever freaking heard. I have the conversations, dear. I have the actual conversations that you're claiming existed that didn't exist. Girl, you know it's YouTube. You know there's proof always. And I never come without receipts. Anyway, but we got Betty to do because even though I'm still waiting on that video, I got the other one we didn't review yet, where she actually accuses this man of battering his wife and accuses him of doing something to his stepson, Sebastian Rogers. She's actually accused Chris, the stepdad, of being a batterer. Guess it takes one to know one, don't it, Bets? But now remember, she said today that she only did stupid stuff and in her early 20s. No, 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 no. I don't call DB stupid stuff, and it wasn't in your early 20s, Betty. Please. Even I can read the dates on the charges, all right? But whatever makes you feel good, let's say hi. Hey, KCG. Hey, Corinne. Hey, Stargazer's mom. Can't stand her voice. Hey, Victoria. I need a new intro. I just haven't been able to one together. Hey, Skip to my Lou. Hey, Rowdy. Yeah, so um y'all want to do the bets first? Stargazer, I'd like to talk to you outside of chat. There's some things I don't think you've ever been aware of with that situation that might open your eyes a little bit with that whole situation, if you get my meaning. Hey, Forgotten, how are you? Girl, I tried in chats to stick up for you with the Laura crap. I was ignored. I even tried talking to you in a couple chats, but I knew you were busy. I was livid. I was livid. Oh, she lied so much. Oh my God. And I knew there was going to be, I didn't watch Willow's live. I just seen clips on other channels. I knew there was not going to be no, I'm not going to talk. Oh, hell no. I already knew she'd already fired up a live. Hell, she was on live number 3. When she'd leave a chat and leave a panel and go fire up a live. Good for you. You stuck. Good for you. That was more bullshit than. Oh my God. Oh, she not. Oh, I can't with that woman. I just can't. I can't. Oh, I get so sick of hearing. Well, it's Laura. We all know she says things, so that makes it okay. It's okay then because it's Laura and she says things. She spots off with her mouth, so that's okay. No, it's not okay. BHB first, you got it. You can't handle the cater material. Well, it's not going into the caters. It's just a couple minutes of someone giving a very lame apology full of lies. And I've got the receipts to prove it. Of course. Because I wouldn't be talking on it if I didn't have the receipts. Yeah, she always looks like an ass. I don't get it. I don't get how can okay. I I'll be nice. I'll be nice. Mm-mm. Not too nice, but I'll be nice. Mm, mhm. There was a live that Betty did, and it pissed me off, which when don't it? But to come out, what did she do? Oh, here it is. Um, the latest updates. I believe it's this one. To come out, this man of battering his wife. Hmm. Yeah, no. She gives so much misinformation out. She really, really does. But you know what cracks me up is they are hitting people for reused content because they're streaming their own reused content. But he does that every day. Every day. Like I said in my live earlier today, which I took off, I put it on members only because the neighbor kids that were over here found out and was trying getting into my channel, and I didn't. So I put it in members only. Hey, T Marie. Um, and but I put it back on public. Uh, uh, and they came back again. Oh my God, what a nightmare. Anyway, apparently they thought I was talking about them the whole live. We were talking about Betty, but they're kids. They have no business going into an over 18 channel and watching anything. How they even found out my YouTube name? Probably because they stand back there and listen. I was livid. But I ended up getting really pissed off. And now they're not allowed to use my yard to cut through or nothing. I'm done. And the two littlest ones were so upset. I gave them hugs, of course, because they're babies. They had nothing to do with it. But Betty, I don't even know what to say about you anymore. I truly don't know. I, after what I reviewed on you today, and after your Jennifer Soto live that you hid, you took down. Oh, I got it coming. I'm just waiting on the person to send it to me because they've got a lot of stuff recorded and they just got to find it because they did their clip video, but they still have the whole live. And she's going to send it to me. It's just going to take a minute. You know, unlike you, people have lives outside of YouTube. Um, this live, I'm not going to play the whole thing because I'm going to fast forward through some of it because some of it you just want to, it is so boring. Hey, Mickey, how are you? But she pissed me off in this one. I'm pretty sure this is the one. And you know what pisses me off is I was so busy this Saturday that I didn't have a chance to record that. And since it was still up from the day before, I didn't think she'd take it down, but she was being called out so much. She took it down. She hit it. Um, but not before Hills in the Air could clip it. And I showed you guys that. But yeah. Crime tourism at its finest with JLR and Dolly and her. One minute she's sticking up for JLR, the next minute she's calling him an asshole, and yeah. Yo,
Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up.
holy
Today's
cow,
gonna be a
Betty,
good
turn the
day.
volume
Wake up.
down.
Today's gonna be a
He's
good
the
day.
man.
Wake up. Today's gonna be a
No, I don't want to
good
listen to
day.
your intro. Oh,
Did he come home that weekend? He's saying that
we
he
have a
stayed in Memphis the
20
entire weekend and never
10-minute
came back
intro
home to
of
his
all her
wife
TikTok
or
videos.
his step.
He calls me while we're live, so we'll
I
know
can't.
what is going on with my car today, right?
Yeah.
Before we get started, I'm going to go through and
Betty,
say good morning to
I thought you were a master mechanic. I keep asking you this, and I keep asking you for an answer. And you never get back to me. I am so glad I didn't reach out to you when my truck died on the highway. I mean, you're the one that says you can change a motor, you can change a water pump, a fuel pump, everything. But yet your car's in the garage. Subs paying for it? Just asking. Yeah. Subs didn't pay for mine. That $3,000 came out of my bank account. And my truck still wasn't right. But good luck with that, because I went to a major dealership. So good luck with that, Miss Master Mechanic.
Everybody, and then we're going to go through our Reader's Digest version of the cases and just get you guys up to speed with the cases.
Have you people noticed all she does is regurgitate the same, hey, rapper, how are you? The same information over and over and over and over again. It is the same stuff. And she shoves her TikTok down your throat. YouTube needs to hit her for reuse content.
That are going on that are in the news and some other information before we dive into going
fast
on
forward.
in bookworm up in the house. I'm trying to say I want to keep it open to the members if they want to go over there and not, be over here. So just FYI, if you guys are members of the crime stories and you'd like to be with the members, be over there. If you'd like to be with everybody else.
She's trying to get monetized on Twitter, on X. That's why she's streaming over there all the time. And usually when she hides a live, she forgets that it's on the links on X. But for some reason it wasn't this time.
Let's be over here. Whatever you guys prefer, we have options. We have options, folks. We have options. Destiny, it's nice up in the house. Or it's nice. The boy is found. Nice to see you in here this morning. Hi, good morning. Dixie, you guys didn't think she was being deceptive in that shirt, because I cuss a lot. I cuss a lot. So I don't know. I like the shirt, though. I like the shirt. And I love Jesus, right? Don is in here. Good morning. Van Lady.
Why you always got to include
lady,
God?
Member for 3 months. Hopefully I said your name right. Country girl, Nani. Good morning. The house. Crime Stories Obsessed is out there. Good morning. Good morning. I don't really pay attention to it. And Crime Stories Obsessed reached out to me. I'm like, hey, and she's been reaching. I just didn't see it on my messenger.
And from my earlier live, you guys know that Spanky is her new partner, right? According to Betty. That is who she's now working with. Yeah, isn't that sad, T. Marie? I mean, I didn't know her. And I said that in my earlier live. I didn't know her. But she's just so young. And she had little kids. That's just so sad. My prayers go out to her and the family. Hey, Brittany. Told you I'd make it back. Yes, in my last live, the one I just did earlier today, yeah, she announced her new working partner is Spanky. How long do you think that's going to last? But then Spanky likes chaotic, abusive women. Molly led him around for how long? Helen, wow, you're back. Wow. It's so good to see you back around. Yeah, he does like a very abusive, verbally abusive, very chaotic women. And, Molly led him around for how long? I wonder how this is going to go. I wonder how long it's going to last. But, he was messing with them pictures, right? The pictures that she's showing everybody of these horrific, these bad, bruised injuries on the stepfather's arms, but they're not. And, of course, Justin was messing with the pictures for her.
I'm not really, I've been so busy. I haven't really been in Messenger. So I wanted to give her a shout out too. So it's nice to see everybody.
Busy doing what?
Here this morning. The first one we're going to be discussing right now is Elijah Vu. You hear it from tweets right now, but they're not determined that they left Elijah Vu, which is this child right there. Elijah Vu in the car on February 16th in the evening in very cold weather. He's not been seen since the 16th. even though that she's got like they're coming down really hard. But long story short, he is he's still been missed out about him.
Betty,
now,
all
Katrina
you're
just
doing
went
is
to court not
regurgitating
to
the same information 20 times a day. It's crazy. You did that with the Idaho 4 case too. You would sit there and reread the same court documents over and over again to the point where people quit coming in to listen to you. When there's no new information, stop going live and spreading your misinformation on these cases. You regurgitate the same crap. I have no patience for you today. None.
this whole cost to the American people, never mind our taxpayer money, had to be to the American and people were facing foreclosure and being thrown in the streets and just wait
a minute. You got some damn nerve even trying to sympathize. Betty, you were working for a mortgage scam business. Briefly, your brief employment, but you were, Betty. You were part of the reason. The company that you worked for was part of the reason for the crash in the first place, for a lot of people losing their homes. Because in all honesty, some of them people should have never had the mortgage because they couldn't afford it to begin with. Y'all knew it, but you didn't care. You did it anyway. Do I need to dig those papers back up and read it, Betty?
This whole cost to the American people, never mind our taxpayer money, had to be given to them, whether we liked it or not. We had no choice over it. You know, me personally, I'm the kind of
I reviewed her live from this morning. I reviewed it earlier today. Yeah, she's still going. She's always late to the party or late to the game, however you want to call it.
Person that if you do things that jeopardize your business and you lose your business, you lose your business. That's not, it would have affected people, but somebody would have cleaned it up and fixed it up. If any of us went out there and ran our business in the ground, do you think the government's going to help us prop it up? Of course not. But that's what our government chose to do, is to prop up these banks instead of taking them over or having another bank take them over. And then we're not even, 15 years later, they're back to the same nonsense and garbage that they once were. And I guarantee they made a hell of a lot more conning people than 7
bets. You were a part of that. Very much a part of that. With your mortgage business that you were working for. That's
$70 million.
Okay. Well,
these settlements, it's people that they have jeopardized and the people that lost money that they were able to pocket. I guarantee it was a hell of a lot more than $70 million. My thing is when you steal money, you should have to pay 100% of that money back plus a massive penalty.
Okay. Okay. You hypocrite. You didn't say that about your buddy JLR. Oh, he's not your buddy anymore. You didn't say that about the company you were working for that was doing the same crap. Did you, Bets? Did you pay back any of that money? No. Did you turn code on everybody? Yes.
So it's so financially destructive that you don't want to do it.
Okay.
This
Fast
where
forward.
they can do these types of things, make $1 billion, and
you do it in a heartbeat.
It's just the cost of doing business. So I just thought
you
it was
would
very
not
important
know.
to bring this up to you because we don't really talk about financial stuff here, but I do want people to be in the know of everything that I find personally interesting. And if I find it personally interesting,
okay, but that because you find it personally interesting, you're a hypocrite, Betty.
Heck, you guys might find it personally interesting. So
doubtful.
I brought it forward. So here's a message from Seth Rogers, coming from Seth Rogers, the father of missing Sebastian.
Now, according to Betty today, what I played to you today, she said that the Cajun Navy got involved because social media them people, the crime tourist, asked them, got them to come in. That's not the case. She also said today that she knows how to handle evidence. I showed you a clip of how Betty handles evidence, or possible. It could have been. You never know. She didn't know, but she damn sure didn't do what she claims she knows how to do. But I showed you all that today.
Sebastian Rogers, the Cajun Navy will now be leading the search for my son, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers.
Yeah, because the family reached out to them, not you, not none of your crime tourist buddies, not because of social media, like you said today. And I'll play the clip again so people can get refreshed.
To respectfully keep your distance and to not interfere with their search efforts, their dogs, their vehicles, and their search areas. I do respect everyone's help, and the United Cajun Navy is taking the burden off my shoulders. Please allow them the ability to complete their tasks professionally.
Okay. Remember all the crap you were talking and threatening the United Cajun Navy today, Betty? Because you watched JLR's video and you ran with what he said. You didn't bother to research it yourself, because all you had to do was go to the Better Business Bureau's website and you would find the difference. Because the first thing that's going to come up is an article where they're going to tell you that there's other people using that name to rip off money. There's also more than one. There's the United Cajun Navy, and then there's the Cajun Navy. You also went by JLR, the guy you don't like anymore. That's what you did. You ran with the misinformation and rumors by him because you all were butthurt because they wanted you to step down. Here's the father asking you people to stay out of it and not interfere. Did you listen? Absolutely not. Dolly even fell asleep at the wheel in a neighborhood. He could have hit somebody. He could have hit a child. It's just not a chance you take. But okay.
So I know that everybody has been really happy that they're there. Everybody has, from my personal knowledge, has been absolutely, utterly respectful. Now, I will say, as you guys watched my video, one of the reasons why I didn't come live right on time this morning is because I did a live on TikTok and I dropped that video. It was a 40-something minute video. And usually if I do a live right after dropping a video, my notifications don't go out. So I had to wait a couple hours. So I made sure that all the notifications went out appropriately. And, this is my only thing. I think the Cajun Navy, the idea of the Cajun Navy, these normal Joes coming together and creating an outfit that went out there and helped search for people in natural disasters. I'm all about that. You guys know, I think that's amazing. A lot of great people start off by doing stuff, not because it's an easy thing to do, because it's the right thing to do. The problem I have with the Cajun Navy predominantly is I every time he comes on the TV, every time he has a press conference, he downs social media. And I'm sorry, that's inappropriate.
It's not inappropriate. All you do, you crime tourist, is spread misinformation and outright lies about the cases. You interfere. You try to muck them up. Sometimes you succeed in mucking them up. So, yeah, he's not wrong.
Unprofessional, and I'm getting sick and tired of it, especially coming from an organization that has reached their desired level due to social media. Like, nobody would know who the hell the United Cajun Navy is if it wasn't for social media.
Not true.
So this constant dogging of social media by the Cajun Navy.
No, it's not constant dogging, Betty. It's telling people like you, you idiots, stand down. Get out of the way. Let the real professionals do their thing.
I can tell you, for me personally, is not well taken.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's not their intention. Okay, well, then somebody needs to speak to Mr. Flag, because every time that man goes to the podium, it is always something about social media. And I'm sorry, we're exactly, Mike. We're here to stay. I mean, we're not going anywhere. And you can either piss us off and we can all be feuding because you won't stop being rude and nasty to social media, which is giving this boy a huge platform to be seen and advocate for.
They don't have a problem with social media, Betty. They have a problem with idiots like you and Dolly and JLR. That's the kind of problem they have, is you crime tourists who interfere and get in the way. You harass people. You'll never get it, Betty. You'll never get it.
Every time I see Mr. Flag,
Mm.
let me say this. He's always wanting those interviews, isn't he? He's always making sure he follows up. If you would like a private interview, if you'd like a private interview, if you'd like a private interview, if you'd like a private interview. Okay, David, well, we get it. Okay. We understand you like mainstream media. Us younger folks are social media. So, no
Betty,
disrespect.
you're not that much younger. Get over yourself, Betty. You're a crime tourist.
I'm not going to show you the same disrespect that you showed me, but I'm hopeful.
Oh, yes, you have. Yes, you have, and then some. You have threatened them. Did you not say you were going to get, have your? Sorry about that. She made me choke there for a minute. Didn't you say you were going to have your civil rights attorneys handle stuff with them if they bothered you? Didn't you say that? Didn't you say you have civil rights attorneys right in your back pocket? Liar. You know you don't. Stop. Somebody needs to have some against you, though. Keep dragging them. Keep dragging them. Keep threatening them like you did today. They actually have real attorneys. Good luck with that, Bets.
Moving forward, the United Cajun Navy can be a little more considerate and a little more respectful of their upcomings.
Not according to her, Helen. It was all them. She didn't do or say anything. Because Mid Mamas that was fun tonight. I only got to catch a little bit of it, but that was fun tonight.
That's where they got their upcomings from, social media.
Ooh.
Sebastian Rogers.
I don't know who's paying for a car. I asked the same thing. I asked the same thing. I'll be waiting and waiting. Oh yeah, I've been hitting around for a new car. That's next. Now that she got her camera that she doesn't need and probably can't use, and will throw it around like a piece of garbage like she does everything else, which is why her electronics never work right. Do you ever see how she just throws them around, in her car and stuff? No wonder they don't work right. That and the person using them.
Is a 15-year-old autistic boy that has been missing since February 26th. The endangered child alert has been issued on behalf of Sumner County Sheriff's Office.
Why are you doing this again? This is how many times today?
Wayne Drake Rogers. Sebastian is a 15-year-old white male, 5'5", 120 pounds, brown hair, brown eyes. Sebastian was last seen on February 26th in the area of Stafford Court in Hendersonville, Tennessee, wearing a black sweatshirt, black sweatpants, and glasses. Sebastian has a medical condition that may impair his ability to return safely without assistance. If you have seen Sebastian or information regarding his whereabouts, please contact the Sumner County Sheriff's Office at 615-451-3838 or TBI at 1-800.
Now, today, reviewing her, she told people to reach out to her, give her the info. Y'all heard it. I'll replay it. She said to reach out to her and give her the info. If they had any info about the parents or about him. And then she went and told everybody where the parents were staying.
100. TV I find. So there is your disclaimer on the boy that we are talking about right now. This is Sebastian Rogers, again, a 15-year-old autistic boy that disappeared under the care of his mother. The story related to how this young boy disappeared is a little skewed. It's not making sense. We've got a lot of issues coming from the parents, the Proudfoots. This is his mother, Katie Proudfoot, and the stepfather, Chris Proudfoot. But as you can notice,
now look at his arms. According to Betty, there was a lot of bruising besides the couple dog scratches, which she says can't be from a dog. It's impossible. They're not from a dog. Coming from someone who don't even have a pet. But there was no severe bruising.
the problem here is that Chris was displaying a lot of scratches, bruises, and other markings on him.
Where's the bruising, Betty? Where's the bruising? And you don't think law enforcement didn't check that out, Betty? Why do you think you are so much better than law enforcement?
When he gave that first initial interview. And when he was on Smiley's World, he told people that it was the dogs, the Yorkies, that scratched his arm up because they had just got their nails sharpened. But I wanted to make sure that I showed you guys something, because one thing you're not going to get from Yorkies is bruising. And I don't know if you can see this area right here. There is a massive bruise here.
That looks like skin discoloration because he works out in the sun, Betty. That could be that. What do you mean it can't be from Yorkies? How do you know, Betty? A dog's nails can mess you up. I know, mine do it. But you're not a pet owner. You're not even a pet liker. I mean, we all know what you did with your ex-husband's dogs, okay? We know how you got into the fight, the disagreement with the animal control officer. Yeah. Okay, Bets.
Here, and a massive bruise here on Chris Proudfoot's arm.
Exactly. He wears shorts. You could tell the tan line from the sleeves of his shirts. He works construction. He's probably worked outside many days. Yeah. That's not a bruise. That looks like
you're not going to get
from sun and stuff, Betty. That's not bruise. And Betty, they are not bite marks. They are definitely not bite marks.
Types of bruising from
That's
dogs
not bruising.
Scratching you. You can clearly see
the
bruise.
Yes, you can. My dog scratches me hard. I will also turn black and blue. But that is not black and blue, Betty. I can't. Mind you, the stepfather wasn't even in town.
Pattern here, and it almost looks like somebody that went something like this.
Well, according to her, don't tell her. Hey, Betty Crocker, I love that name. Skip to my loo. Don't tell her that they don't sharpen them. You actually trim your dog's nails. You don't sharpen them because, she's such a pet expert. Now add that to her many list of expertise. Yeah, working construction. Heck yeah, Helen, yeah.
Let me show you again.
But if they're clipping the dog's nails and the dog doesn't like it, they're going to squirm around and they're going to fight you. Some dogs don't like their nails clipped. But that looks like sun damage to me, Yeah, this is ridiculous. That does not look like bruising to me. Bruising is not brown, Betty. You're listening to Spanky Boy. That's who did this for you with these pictures. That's who you got your info on these pictures. Just like your earlier live when you were lying about the United Cajun Navy. You used JLR's video that you watched and then used what he said and ran with it. Typical Betty. But you work so hard. You do so much research. Research this, bitch.
So you finished writing your book. Now for the
One of
easy
these
part,
days, I'm going to get
publishing it.
Yeah.
premium and get rid of these damn
That
ads.
went
I miss
something
it.
like this, where they had somebody and they went like,
No, no, no. That is not. If they were wounds because they were holding someone, they wouldn't be. Betty. Oh my God. All right. Frank, we need to go on camera. I need a volunteer. I have no makeup on. My hair's not done. I don't give two shits. That is not what would happen. And I'm not law enforcement, but I've worked in the medical field and out in the field long enough to tell you you're wrong.
like this. I don't know why, but that's what's coming to my mind. Does it make it so? Doesn't make it so, y'all.
Then
This
don't
doesn't make
state it
so.
as fact because you stated as fact.
But he's got some significant bruising and patterns.
Where's the significant bruising? Please show us, because that is not. Do you understand what a bruise is? Do you understand what significant would be? Those aren't even significant scratches, but they are little scratches from little dogs
on his arms that are making us uncomfortable, especially in light that there's his stepson that was in his home disappeared. Now
he wasn't even home that weekend, Betty. Don't you think law enforcement confirmed that? Don't you think they've checked all this out?
stating that he did not come home that weekend.
He didn't.
I call bullshit on that. I haven't found anybody that has said that he has been home, but something happened here, and I don't
Wait a
know.
minute. She can't find anything that says that he came home that weekend, but she's still running with it. They are superficial. They're not even deep. Those were made, those are very superficial. And that is not bruising. That looks like sun damage and stuff from his arms always being out in the sun. But you can tell where the line is where his sleeves meet. Come on. Quit listening to Spanky Boy. You know, him messing with photos. He has a bad habit of that. And he is no more credible than you are.
Katie just doesn't seem like the person that would have done it. But I don't know Katie. I don't know this man either. I just know their story stinks to high heaven.
You don't
and I also
know
wanted to
anything.
bring, is it this one? Hold on, let me go to there it is. And I wanted to read this to you. It says, I live in the neighborhood. I wanted to confirm a couple of things I have seen posted today. I received a message on Thursday to watch their house as there could be LE headed to the house. That sounds like somebody I know that would be putting that out there. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I was just trying to, there we go. Hopefully you guys can see it. So I received a message on Thursday to watch my house because there would be Ellie headed to the house. Where my house is located, I cannot see the front of their house, but I have a clear view of the entrance of our neighborhood and into Stafford Court. I also have friends over there that I reached out to. As we all began to watch, I began to notice random SUVs driving up Kellen Lane, turn around onto Devon Court cul-de-sac and go back down Kellen Lane, turning onto Stafford Court and then leave. This happened several times. I noticed that about 5+ SUVs doing this over about 30 minutes to an hour time span. It was very odd. I had a feeling something was up. I confirmed with 2 neighbors that at least 2.
Okay. So again, Betty, you are running with Reddit and Facebook posts and running with these rumors as factual. You have no idea who this person is or if they're telling the truth. And why would there be 5 of the same exact SUVs? Come on, really? Jesus.
2 of their vehicles were, in fact, undercover agents.
Yeah. Facebook. Twitter. She runs with anything.
I was told 2 stopped at the house and went in. They are definitely surveilling them. and what it feels like the entire neighborhood. I can also confirm that Chris hooked his camper up to his truck this afternoon and left. Katie followed him. I have no idea where they went. As of about 2 hours ago, neither have returned. I would also like to add, unless you live here, you have no idea what we've all been through. I don't mean that selfishly, but if you are on the track that the Proudfoots know what happened, you understand what I mean by this. We are a small neighborhood that has always been very quiet. We've never been through anything like this. This has shaken us to our core. We all have felt safe up until now. We are all on edge. We don't know what happened in that house. The more I hear from good, reliable sources.
What's the good, reliable sources? JLR? You? Dolly? Because most likely JLR is probably the person that reached out to these neighbors.
The more I'm sick. If Sebastian was hurt in that house, that happened right under our noses and no one realized it. That's disgusting. The idea that the Proudfoots hurt that child in the house in our neighborhood causes all of us a great deal of pain and unsettling. I meet with a few of our neighbors today. We all feel disgusted by what has happened and what may have happened. This has rocked us and has changed how we feel now. We don't feel safe right now, especially us women. As parents, we are sickened by this. Whatever happened around us. We are all sickened by all of this. Mostly we are heartbroken for Sebastian, Seth, and his family. I kept asking, how did we not know? How could this have happened right here in front of us? And lastly, the rumors going around about someone in our neighbor having an affair with Katie. Just so you all know, none of us ever suspected that and have no idea.
Wonder who started that rumor.
Well, the ones I have spoken to had no idea. I don't believe that rumor. I've stated that publicly. I think that's just that rumor.
Then why spread it?
And then with all of this, guys, going on in and around the Proudfoots, you hear the sentiments of the neighbors in that community.
No.
We have the searches.
You haven't heard the sentiments. You don't even know if this person truly lives there. You don't know if this person's telling the truth. And this is one person, Betty. I've actually heard residents say they want to be left alone, that they're tired of you people invading their neighborhood. They want you to leave them alone.
We know Chris Proudfoot said he couldn't search because law enforcement told him to stay inside.
The rumor was that she was having an affair with a neighbor. Hey, bullshit. Hey, little Irish girl.
Home. Yet he and Katie could go out to a dinner, but not go out to.
They didn't go out to dinner, you stupid cow. They were out with flyers, Betty. Did you not see the stack of flyers they had with them? That people have to eat. What a freaking idiot. Oh.
Search for their missing child that was missing from their home. And when they found out the biological father, Seth, was out there looking, they went out and tried to have the search shut down. I truly do believe, I think everybody suspects that it was Chris Proudfoot that called it in, that they were searching on federal land. Now
No, it wasn't. Oh my Lord, are you kidding me?
Don't know that for a truth. It's just a hinkering suspicion. It doesn't make it so. But we definitely know that he did threaten the biological father of Sebastian, the only real family member the only parent looking for this child.
You have no idea what the mom and stepdad are doing. You run with these rumors and misinformation because you're nothing but a crime tourist / tragedy pimp, worried about lining your own pockets, exploiting the hell out of this case. Stay out of it. Leave the family the hell alone with your lies. Because you don't know. and you clearly can't open your eyes and see. God forbid they got hungry and needed something to eat. Jeez, oh man. That's a major, major criminal offense because they were hungry.
Threatened him with a lawsuit for the GoFundMe. The biological father, the stepfather.
Okay, number one, the biological father did not have custody. Number two, you need to know your facts before you run your mouth, Betty.
Threatens to sue the biological father because he's trying to raise money to keep up his search efforts. And then what do the Proudfoots do? Still no help searching for Sebastian, told not to leave the home, but they can leave the home to go eat, and they can certainly leave
Betty, they didn't leave the home to go eat. They were out putting up flyers for their son. You stupid cow. I'm sorry, but I'm heated. I'll try to be nice. I'll zip it. I didn't have any gummies or a bowl, so Betty got to deal with it.
home to run away. But they can't seem to find 5 minutes of their time, of their busy schedule, sitting home while law enforcement and everybody else does this work. They have no.
Betty, these people have been doing interviews with anybody just to get the information out there. They are doing what they can do. I'm pretty sure law enforcement did not want them out searching the woods, Betty. You know, you wouldn't have any idea because you wouldn't listen to law enforcement. Am I too loud? Okay, sorry. I know she pisses me off. It's rough with no green, you know? My husband says, whoa, you're going hard on her. Hey, hippie, how are you doing? Hey, Mona Lisa. But, you know, Betty, if you'd have looked at the table where they were sitting, there was a stack of flyers, Betty. Guess what? They didn't need their subs or their mods to pay for them flyers, Betty. You know, people get hungry. Didn't know that was a criminal offense. But they have a nice camper and a nice pickup.
Problem whatsoever.
They have a nice house.
Sitting at home and saying they can't leave, but every opportunity they do get to leave, it's for self-serving and self-preservation purposes, and has no benefit to locate or find Sebastian Rogers, which again disappeared under their watch.
Are you sick of having issues with your webinars?
Ooh,
wasting tons of time on troubleshooting with attendees?
Make sure
you need street.
Make sure you get some antibiotics for that. You hear me? You get yourself some antibiotics because that can be nasty. Lots of clear liquids. And warm cups of tea, not hot, warm.
So,
hey, he runs with scissors.
There's kind of.
She said she doesn't believe that. She believes that he was. She says it's bullcrap that he was home, and he wasn't home. And law enforcement, I'm sure, verified all of that. Good for you. Got tea and 7-Up. Good for you, Hippie-porium. Good to hear.
Case in a nutshell. And when you look at it in that lens,
Helen, how are you doing? How are you? Are you finally getting over? Because I know you've had a nasty thing you couldn't get rid of.
Really does
we
not
need to talk. We need to catch up.
For the Proudfoots. I don't think we may have some people that are just still, they haven't seen any smoking gun yet.
Exactly. And neither have you, Betty. You are not a body language expert. Stop it. You only read the first 3 pages of the freaking book. And even if you didn't, even if you would have read the whole book, that doesn't make you an expert. And Betty, there's no evidence to say otherwise. And until there is, zip it.
Say, they're just adamant that I'm not going to make a decision on how I feel about him until we have some more evidence. I absolutely respect you for your decision related to that. However, with that being said, I have enough information for me to say this is odd behavior.
What information do you have, Betty? You have no more information than what law enforcement has put out there.
These parents are looking guilty, not because I think they're guilty. I don't want them to be guilty. As a matter of fact, I really wanted them.
Oh yeah, you're right, Helen. Marshmallow does do that. It really does soothe. It does help soothe your throat.
I really wanted this to be something else completely, a kid prank, something else. But that just doesn't seem to be the case. I was very careful.
Ever have hold any hope that, for any case, automatically you go to the worst case scenario. You never even consider anything else. You know what? I really think that you're one of those sick, twisted individuals, because you're soulless, that if you did come across somebody's remains, I think you'd be so excited you'd piss your pants. You're just one of them sick, twisted people. Betty, I dealt with death all the time. I had people die in my arms. And yeah, you get numb to it after a while, but it still bothers you. But you're just one of them people that it would excite you to no end. I truly believe that. And that's just my opinion.
Careful when it came to this particular case. And Madeline Soto's case. I feel like these two cases have been very complicated. They've had very complicated situations in them. And I've really wanted to take my time and really decipher what I feel is going on in it. My position with Madeline Soto so far hasn't changed.
Betty, you haven't taken no time. You haven't deciphered anything. You just go live 100 times on TikTok and I don't know how many times on YouTube daily, regurgitating the same crap.
I'm really disheartened that after all of this time, they still haven't even charged Stefan Stearns.
Why?
With her disappearance or her death.
Why?
Whether or not her mom's going to be charged or not. I'm just still in shock that nobody's been charged in Maddie.
Why? Why are you shocked? What's the rush? The man's behind bars. They're making sure, they're waiting on the final autopsy reports, toxology and stuff takes a while to get back, Betty. It doesn't happen overnight. But what's wrong with them dotting their I's and crossing their T's? We already know that you jumped the gun and ran and went live saying Jennifer Soto was arrested. But it wasn't breaking news like you claim. We know what your breaking news is. Actually, I think that arrest was a week to 10 days old. Never dawned on you why none of the local media that's been all over this case ever mentioned it. Never dawned on you why nobody mentioned it. No red flags there for you, Bets. Always got to be the first with this breaking news. Your breaking news in the case. Remember the weight shit that was breaking news that was an epic fail? You couldn't be more far up. You have been so far off, it's not even funny. And you say that you're always pretty spot on. When? I need to know when, what case, and how you were so spot on. I'll wait.
She was found. They have to have some type of preliminary evidence that leads them to him. His behaviors, we know what was on his phone.
You can't charge somebody with murder because of their behavior. That's not concrete evidence, Bets. Because if you could just charge somebody on their behavior, you would have never got out of the trouble you got out of. But, your victims were family. That's why you got away with it. You know, your mommy wrote letters to the judge, remember? We all watched them. We all read them. Yeah, Bets. And your ex-husband, you know, he wouldn't pursue charges. You're lucky that it's not 2026 when you did it, because it wouldn't have mattered if they pressed charges or not. The state would have still prosecuted you.
Makes sense. So I'm a little disheartened over
Hey,
that,
Revival.
but I've been very
Hey,
careful
Rowena.
with the Madeline
Banana bicycle seat. That's a cool name. Hey, nonsense, you're up. Uh-oh.
Soto case, as well as the Sebastian Rogers case, because of the complexities in these issues.
Complexities in these
But
issues.
with the Sebastian Rogers case, the parents have made some critical and crucial mistakes that were so glaring. And I know they didn't mean them, but that's why we keep them constantly coming back and answering questions, because we know the truth will never change. And if they're lying, they're going to start changing their story, because you can only lie.
You do know Mom's taken a lie detector test, right? And passed. You do know that, right? Okay.
For so long, and when you're having to explain this to the people and audience, and then law enforcement is coming back to you and saying, wait a minute, why did you do this, or what is this about? And now you have to change that story to law enforcement. And so when then you come here to social media and you're changing your story to social media, the difference is we call, like, law enforcement may keep that crap to their chest. We call that out publicly. We call that out immediately. We call that out to publicly. You've got people that have nothing better to do with their time than literally go through every single thing in these people's lives and report those things back to social media. That's all they do, you know.
You mean the rumors and the misinformation like you do? Okay.
Some of these people are great.
You're one of them people, Betty.
Investigators and are bedridden, you know. And this is what they do. This is what they do to help their community, to help these missing person cases.
It doesn't help.
They tear. They go into these people's lives. They rip
speeding
them
you
upside
up.
down. I mean, most of these people don't even know that their lives are being literally picked apart behind the scenes. But we get information. It really.
You get misinformation. You get a bunch of gibberish that has nothing to do with the case, doesn't pertain to the case in any way. You dig into people's lives that's none of your damn business. You're not law enforcement. You're not no type of investigator, and you're not the media. In your little bubble, you think you are.
Really does irritate law enforcement, because some of this stuff does go directly to the integrity of their investigation. And it sucks, but you know, it's in the public eye. It's fair game. We're not doing anything wrong. We're not going and getting private information and sharing that. All this stuff is publicly.
Oh, yes, you do. Stop. Yes, you do.
Because that's what the whole purpose of cyber sleuths are. It's all the publicly available information online.
You're not a cyber sleuth. You're a crime tourist. Big difference.
You know? So I did want to give you guys one other thing that's not related to Sebastian Rogers, and it's related to Riley Strain. We hear that there is the preliminary autopsy is in, and there's no signs of foul play, related trauma, or anything associated with his death.
We knew that, Betty.
And it's still considered accidental. They still haven't released the toxicology report, so we're probably going to be getting a full report about 90 days or so. We still want to just make sure we say a prayer for the strain.
Oh, so it's okay to take 90 days for tox and stuff to come back in that case, but not in the Soto case. Gotcha.
Family, I got to tell you, out of all the cases, we cover kids and everything. There's a lot that pull at my heartstrings. But Riley's mom.
It's nighttime. He better not even start that freaking lawnmower up. I swear to God, I'm going to blow the tires out of that damn thing.
You know, it's there's just something about his mother that just makes me just wanted to come through that computer and just hold her and just hold her and just hold her and hold her and hold her and try my hardest to take that pain that I know will never be taken away from her. But it was just, yeah, you know, even though it was an adult kid, that case, that case got me, you know, it really did. And And it's not just the story about the son. I mean, it's sad about the son, but for me, it was mom. Mom got me so emotionally drawn into this case, just feeling her pain, hurting for her. It was mom. It was all mom for me. It was all mom for me.
You were so full of shit. You couldn't exploit this case and gripped off the case, Betty.
We're also finding out that there are security cameras. I'm seeing something here posted by somebody on X. I don't know who this person is. Mila, Kyla, or whatever. I don't know what it is. And they're saying that my theory, sincere apologize if I'm wrong. Things are only starting to bloom. There were 2 lights in the security vote video at approximately 3:10 a.m. Cell phones, in my opinion, one chasing after the other catches. Oh, maybe cell phones instead of flashlights. Interesting. After the other catches up.
No, Betty. They were light reflections, Betty, you idiot. Oh my God, is she for real?
First one, maybe because the first guy is barefoot, Sebastian. Then maybe he picked up the boy and throws him over his shoulder, hence only one light now. Calls him back to the house,
Hey,
or
Katie
more
K.
likely to the construction site where he parked and stayed off cameras by the house.
I'd rather hug a
I'm
cactus.
gonna have to go to that construction site.
I have a couple big ones in my yard. You're welcome to it. Yeah, we'll probably be better than hugging vets.
So I need to see the proximity of that. I think he rushed home after a call around 10 to 12 a.m.
Eddie, quit running with the rumors.
And got there to be in security video by the 3-ish mark. That is possible. And I said that, but then that would imply that whatever happened, Sebastian's mom did it. You see what I'm saying? Like, if Chris rushed home at that time of night, he didn't rush home to go and off this kid. He rushed home because something happened in that home, and Katie's calling him screaming. Oh, Crypt Keepers, it's nice to see you. I haven't heard from you. Oh boy.
What did you just say? He didn't rush home, Betty. He wasn't home, period, that weekend. That's been vetted by law enforcement, the real investigators.
A little while. It's nice to see you, Love Bug. I hope you're doing well. So that does kind of bode in with my theory that if he didn't come home that weekend, that he came home around that time, because Katie said she went to bed at 12. And I thought that was funny, because with the 12 o'clock, he could have been home. He could have taken care of business and got back in time for work at that 12 midnight time frame. So no matter how you play it, either way, Chris could have done this if he was at the work and didn't come home that weekend, or if he was at home that weekend. If he was at
Betty, he had a phone that was actually on. It's been proven that they were talking on the phone before she went to bed. He wasn't in the house, Betty. You don't think they didn't ping the hell out of his phone? You don't think that they made sure where he was?
There's just too many scratches on his arms. Something happened to that man.
Oh my God, here we go
Something happened
again.
to that man that caused those scratches.
Yeah, he was cutting his dog's nails, Betty. Oh, that's right. You said he was sharpening the dog's nails. You don't sharpen nails, you idiot. But okay.
Some kind of escalation, maybe over chores, food, bedtime, who knows. I think a neighbor said a door was open all day. Maybe he was blaming and scolded about the heating bill, then punished by being locked out in the cold without shoes to teach him a lesson. Maybe
why are you reporting this? Why? It's rumors, Betty. It's gossip. It's not factual. Why are you running with it?
Light was on. So these are hypotheticals that some people are throwing out there related to Sebastian. But one of the key details that really got me off the fence, and I just want to let you guys know, the phone lines are open if you guys have.
Well, maybe this isn't the one where she says it must be the one before this.
So, and the number 724-249-6140, it's at the top there. I'm just curious, because one of the things that got me off the fence with Sebastian's parents well, first of all, I didn't really believe their initial story. Okay. I will be absolutely honest with you. You guys can go back to my very original live. I didn't believe their story. I even told my audience, because it was the same day that the behavior panel was going to be doing their assessment of the initial video that they gave, the one in the green shirt, the one we saw the scratches and stuff on his arms. That was going on. And then the next day, I remember being just so flabbergasted that I was so off from the behavior panel. And I kept explaining, I'm sorry. The behavior panel to me is wrong, but they're the professionals and I didn't know how to handle it. And, when I say that, this stuff, I get some backlash for it because they're professionals, even though I've been in Chase Hughes' course, but they're professionals at it. So I look at them and I was conflicted. And I even said that to my audience because I'm so strongly that I thought that they did something. And then, the Chase Hughes, the behavior panel came out. And so I thought, with all the stresses that I've been under, maybe I've missed some cues or whatnot. And I don't think it is. I just think the behavior panel was wrong and they missed the cues. And I know that's a bold statement from Bullhorn Betty, especially since they're the top of their field. But I'm sorry, they're humans, so it doesn't make them perfect. And I second guessed myself, and I kept watching, and I'm like, well, if I look at this analytically, does this prove anything? No, it doesn't. Does this prove anything? No, it doesn't. But now that she's changed her story, she's at a third person in, it appears that she indicated that he was home. I want you guys to look at this because it almost looks like she thought he was home, or it almost implies that he was home because he says something about the cousin. This is the third person. Like when we first heard the interview when he was in the green shirt, they never talked about the cousin. They never talked about a third person being with him. It was just her and him. It was just her and Sebastian. And so now having the cousin in, but it was how she looked over at Chris. It's as if he knew she went and picked up and what time. Now, how would he know that if he's not there? Okay, let me see what we got.
Maybe they talk. They are husband and wife. They do talk on the phone. Maybe she told him.
Thank you.
Not rocket science, my dear.
Give me a second. Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, in the press conference. Okay, hold on a second.
You mean the press conference you lied about? Okay.
Give me just a second, guys. I forgot there was a press conference for Becky Hill. She's got a statement that she's made, and I know Brian Enton was flying out there yesterday.
Oh, yes, and we all know you made Brian Enton's career. We all know that.
So I know I have a funny feeling she's stepping down. I have a funny feeling she's stepping down.
Of course she is.
I do. And
Betty, that's not a funny feeling. That's not something that hasn't been talked about for a long time. It was actually expected, Betty.
Probably should, because to be honest with you, let's see what this has. Becky Hill breaking the critical court double mistrial, had a press conference today to possibly announce a resignation. Yep. Hill told staff members last night she would be stepping down from her role according to local reports. So we'll just go over here. Let me share the screen so you guys can hear what I know she's stepping down. I'm not going to really listen to it, to be honest with you, because
look how excited she is.
I was at the court hearing. I watched Becky Hill lie to a freaking judge. Like, how dare you?
Oh,
if you can communicate.
But wait a minute, Betty. I played videos of you sticking up for her, saying how she didn't do anything wrong. Boy, how you change. You flip-flop.
With jurors.
I don't want to watch this.
I know judges. Okay, I'm a political person around here, so I've been...
Oh, Betty, you're a local wannabe activist who goes to a school board meeting once in a while and goes to the county commissioner meetings. You are no big activist. You're not even big locally. They don't even like you. And I know that because I don't live far from you.
I've known judges. I've helped in campaigns to elect judges. So I've had a lot of time and opportunity to speak with judges. The one thing is you guys got to remember, whatever job you do every day, you're probably an expert at your job. Okay. If you're an accountant, you know when one penny is off, right? It's the same thing for a judge. When you are a judge, you can smell bullshit a mile away. Okay. When you are a judge, you literally have heard every excuse in the world. There's no purpose in lying. You make a mistake, just tell the judge, listen, I effed up, because there's no point in lying. There's just no point. I just found there's no point in ever lying to a judge. It does you no good. And it.
Oh, whoa. Back that all the way up. You are freaking insane. I have read all of your court filings, Betty. You have outright lied to the court in your filings, Betty. What are you talking about? I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. I could point out every lie you told. And by the way, take my thumbnail out of your damn frivolous lawsuit. You know, that really pissed me off. Because my thumbnails have nothing to do with anybody but me. No one tells me what to talk about. Ever. So, I really don't appreciate you lying about me. And yeah, she put my thumbnail in her last big filing, saying I'm one of the channels that go at her for Queen Bee. That's not true. That's not true. Queen has never asked me to do anything for her.
Get you horrible points. And not only that, if you don't think there's something behind the scenes that when you go before another judge, they don't see that you lied to another judge, I call bullshit on that too. Because I guarantee that there is.
I call bullshit on that too, because you've done it. What's going to be your lame excuse why you didn't show up? I know. You told the attorney you got your dates mixed up. We went over those emails. We also know that's a bold-faced lie. Is that what you're going to tell the judge? Huh? Is that why you're going down there to Tennessee, hoping that you get into some trouble so that can be your excuse out of going to court? Not going to work, Betty. Because guess what? They can make sure you attend then. They'll make sure you show up.
There's a little black book back there.
Mm-hmm.
There's a black book.
Oh, here we go.
News to tell you about now as we're learning that Becky Hill, the clerk of court and nation, to her staff comment with
While we talk about Sebastian Rogers, and when it comes live, we'll watch it and see what Becky Hill has to say.
Why? You just said you weren't going to watch it, so why are you going to watch it now? You can't even keep it straight for your own life. Betty, any clerk of court that was involved in what she was involved in, with all that circling her, hands down, anybody who's with common sense is going to know they're going to step down. Either voluntarily or forcibly, but they're going to step down. That was a given from day one. Remember how you stuck up for her from day one, saying how she didn't do anything wrong and it's okay, she didn't hurt the case, she's fine. Yeah, singing a different tune, aren't you there, Bets?
I didn't like that. Do I have the setup wrong? Hold on a second. I didn't like how it was showing that. So right now, it's not live, so I will monitor this. Who else is out there in Colton County? Coming in 22 minutes. And I believe News Nation.
Wow, only Betty nonsense. I'm not sure. Pop rocks in my mouth. Yeah, I like them. You know where I found them? Because you can't find them anymore, because of what happened to little Mikey. Remember when that happened to little Mikey? Anyway, guess where I found Pop Rocks at? And guess who buy? Kool-Aid and a Dollar Tree of all places. I love them damn things.
Is out there too. So I'm just gonna I'll dive we'll go over there. If we catch it, we catch it. Well, no, not actually Lucky Break, because it didn't affect Alec Murdaugh at all. He's not getting a new trial because the jurors all basically stated that whatever she said did not change. Excuse me, their decision wasn't based upon her statements. Their decision was based upon the evidence produced at trial, and that's what they all said on the stand. While highly inappropriate. Well, this is the first thing. She lied to the judge. It doesn't matter if she had done it or not, because
Okay,
it
I'm
didn't.
done hearing about.
But for her,
Betty, you've lied to the judge. Are you going to step down? Because you lied. You continuously lie.
to lie to a judge on top of everything else she did, I lost. You guys heard me. I mean, I was out there with Jim Griffin and Dick Harpoolian, and it was like,
No,
how did you guys?
you weren't with them. You walked up and asked for a picture, Betty. Stop it. They don't even know who the hell you are. You asked them to pose for a picture with you. Quit name dropping, because these people don't know you. And I'm quite sure they don't want to be associated. But you lied to a judge.
I just learned of this because I would not have believed it. I believe you now, and it's sad, of course.
Yeah, because guess what? You were wrong, Betty. And that's how you get around it with your nervous cackle. You were, again, wrong about something else. But remember how you were white knighting for her? I do. I have the videos.
Jim and his smart ass comment to me. Don't worry, Jim. I still love you.
Oh Lord.
But yes, I do believe she mishandled herself. I think she was over.
You do now, but you didn't a couple months ago. Amazing how you flip-flop.
Zealous. I truly did not believe it. They had to make a believer out of me. And they did. And I think they made a believer out of a lot of people, because the people that have watched that lady work, which I did, I was there at his trial. I know her behavior and her mannerism.
No,
and then to see
you
her
don't. You don't know the woman. Jesus.
Up on that stand, and you could tell, literally, I saw her, like, when somebody's lying. And she knew she was lying. And she knew that the judge knew she was lying, and she still did it anyways, because she did not want the record to reflect the truth.
That's that's exactly what you've done. We all know you're lying. They know you're lying. But you still lie to the judge.
Coming out of her mouth. And if you lie about your conduct, then you knew it was wrong. And you did it anyways.
You hear
because
that?
People that don't think their conduct is wrong are like, yeah, I did that. No big deal, no harm, no foul.
You hear that?
But when you lie about the conduct, you shouldn't have been doing it. And I watched that lady lie and lie to everyone.
Ooh,
so
I watch you lie every day to everyone. Wow. Self-reflection Sunday early. This girl, you lay in it.
Yes, thank you. And thank you, B. Betty.
Oh, somebody actually named themselves B. Betty fan, and she gave him a wrench. Lord have mercy.
I got a ding dong.
Oh, no.
I love the coffee club. You guys are amazing. I just want to say that this morning when I was going live on TikTok and the doorbell rang, for whatever reason, I knew. I'm like, it's got to be coffee. It's got to be the coffee club, and it's B. Betty. I love you, girl. Good.
Okay. So people sent her double Starbucks coffee. Have they lost their ever-loving minds?
Becky should have been fired. No pension. Yeah, I think she probably is resigning, so she doesn't have to deal with the criminal aspect. I don't know. She should have resigned before this. I mean, as soon as she walked out of that hearing, that motion for new trial, she should have just quit. She should have just quit right then. Like I got to tell you, me personally, I was shocked. There's no other expression, because you guys know me. I absolutely didn't believe it. I had her back until her son got arrested for the wiretap. Once her son got arrested for the wiretap, that was it for me. Because I know country boys. I know country boys are not going to.
Betty, you don't know nothing about country boys. You're not from the country. What country boys you have history with? Come on, spill the beans. Tell us, what country boys do you have history with? You don't live in the country.
to do a damn thing without their mama's approval. And he ain't going to cross this
Oh.
line with his mama being the clerk. I'm sorry. I know country boys. There was no way. And I said that. There is no way that boy did that all by himself. His mother
Yeah,
knew.
it had
His
nothing to
mother
do
knew.
with her.
His mother knew. His mother knew. And if his mother knew, that means she doesn't mind doing some dirty shit. And if she doesn't mind
Okay. It had nothing to do with her.
doing some dirty shit, then she definitely could have been, definitely could be doing the stuff that she's being accused of. But it wasn't until
And why are you talking about this when you're supposed to be giving updates on these children that you have in your thumbnail? Because you never have any updates. It's the no update updates.
Colt got arrested for the wiretap. That was it for me. That you know, there's certain
That's
things, like
not
even
true.
with Chris and Katie Proudfoot. Right when she changed her story, that's it for me. Right? I didn't even notice the scratches on his arms. It was other people that noticed that.
No, wasn't
even notice
other
the scratch-
people. It was Spanky Boy. Stop. Come on now. Your newest partner.
Scratches on his arms, but I noticed the lie. I heard the lie before I heard about the scratches. Then you couple the lies, the changing.
What lies? And how do you know she's lying? Where's your receipts? Where's your proof this woman's lying? I want to see it. I want to know.
The story, the adding a third person, the taking the trip around the block, the taking the trip to the school, and now we have scratches all up and down his arms. That's it.
They're
I'm done.
not all up in. Oh my Lord. Oh.
Then you go and tell me that you can't leave your house to go search, but you can leave your house to go have barbecue. I have a
Betty, I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to take that barbecue. I'm going to shove it where the sun don't shine. You stupid cow. Don't you ever go out to eat anywhere when you're supposedly searching for somebody. You got that? Don't do it.
problem with that. Then you tell us that that law enforcement, oh, don't be mad, law enforcement telling us to stay here. And the minute that you get to leave, you actually freaking leave. You leave a 15-year-old autistic missing son behind, and you just tell that boy to kick rocks. You don't give a shit about him or where he's at or what happened to him.
Oh, Lord, please don't let me snap out on it. Betty, Betty, how do you know that it wasn't law enforcement that told them to get out of town because of idiots like you? And I do believe they were getting threats. I 100% believe that. Hell, I 1000% believe that.
These are actions of guilty people. I don't care what anybody says. Beat me up. I'm not saying they're guilty. Their actions are. Their actions are.
Betty, don't ask for that too loud. Don't ask for that too loud. Your wish may come true.
I just found out Dolly Vision is heading down to, we've got multiple creators in the community covering this case. You know, I got to tell you, hearing this stuff just makes me so happy because, you know, when we first started doing this, we got beat up so bad by social media because they didn't understand the purpose of our mission.
Betty, what was the purpose of your mission? What was it? Because I can tell you what I've seen you do. Since you've been doing this, you've been a nuisance. You're a heckler on the street. Somebody needs to shove that bullhorn where the sun don't shine. You've interfered in cases. You've mucked them up. You've messed up potential witnesses. You were sitting right along with that trash bag wearing Go Lightly, paying the babysitter for an interview. You got a man fired from his job. You encourage people to call in false tips. Then you tell them to call you and give you all their information. What exactly are you talking about? Because I haven't seen you help anybody. I've seen you exploit the hell out of these cases. I've seen you attack victims and their families, their friends, anybody that was even that liked one of their Facebook posts or Twitter posts or TikTok or Instagram. Um, I haven't seen anything good come out of anything you've done. None of you. You're not the only ones that have ever done this. This was being done long before you existed, Betty. Long before you started your TikTok. And I don't know, people may not agree with me, but I truly believe you started this because you were jelly over a family member that got a real media job that is legit media. So you decided you were going to take the shortcut like you always do with everything. And you were going to become this big media sensation. Huh. Epic fail, honey. Epic fail.
And I think after being on the platform for 3 years, people are really starting to see our mission.
What?
And it's not just coming here and talking about it's really giving back to these communities and making people tune into their case, because
What?
if people are just looking at their photo and passing by, it's not doing it justice. But you give them a reason to stop and look and pay attention. Now they're remembering the boy's name. Now they're remembering the details of the case. Now they're remembering to pass his name around. Now they're getting emotionally involved and actually becoming a warrior for this victim. And so that's what it creates with being boots on the ground. Never mind having so
honey,
much better.
Don't lie to yourself. You're not boots on the ground. Hooves on the ground, but not boots on the ground. And you think by passing around misinformation and write out lies, it's helping? Okay.
So much better. You know what, Phoenix? You are an unstable woman. Okay. I can't fix your kind of problems. I really can't. I would tell you to go seek mental help, because you, of all people, should be ashamed of yourself with the nastiness that comes out of your mouth. Don't sit here.
How is that nasty? She just said, whoever Phoenix is, gave you a hand. Nope, you're very problematic. How is that vile and nasty? That's honestly the truth. You are very problematic.
Here and tell me you're for a freaking victim when you have no problem mentally, verbally, and emotionally abusing someone you don't even know. I've seen your post.
What?
You've got some major problems, young lady. Some major problems.
What?
I don't even know why you follow me if you hate me so fucking much. You know why? Because you got a screw loose. Go fix your problems. Go fix your problems.
Okay, Bets.
So, when we came out here and started this, people beat us up.
Oh,
but
no, sir.
Look at it now. We've got Pascal's show going out and getting involved. We got Dolly Vision. Dolly Vision, when we started.
That has nothing to do with you. Betty, that has nothing to do with you. Why do you think Pascal has something to do with you? Huh? People were doing this before you did your TikTok. Wow.
Started this crusade, didn't even get on a plane. Didn't even get on a plane. Hold on a second. Let me go over here to this side.
Wow.
We got butthurt Betties in Twitter. Aw, little babies. Little babies. We got somebody up on the bad side of the bed today, didn't we? I love it. I love it. I'm already pissing in your Cheerios and you're making my day. I just want to know, do you ever get angry by being so idiotic and stupid? Oh, that's right. You guys like that SF Investigate that likes to search for people and force parents to pay $2,000 to get their kid back. Oh, and the one that goes and hunts down parents when they don't want to work with them and tells them they're going to expose them. That's right. You want that piece of shit garbage PI license. Yes, but his practices are pretty disgusting. So you like him over people that actually go out and work. And you call me the problem.
You are the problem. None of that's true. You know it's not true. You're slandering and defaming that man, and I sure hope he follows through with suing your ass. Your butt hurt because he wanted nothing to do with you. You were butthurt that he was working with Layla's biological father and was getting information you couldn't get, Betty. You couldn't do his job.
This is me rolling up.
Oh.
This is your boy rolling up.
Well, Betty, how many people have you found? Because he's found people. He's found missing people. How many have you found, Betty? How much information have you been able to give law enforcement that was actually credible? Can you answer that? Don't think you can.
Okay, big difference.
Oh, she's ruined that song for me.
And don't you find it funny that he always has to attack women? Can't keep a woman. You wonder why.
Yeah.
Because
Snoop would piss in her face, not in her Cheerios. Hey, Phoenix. Yeah, that was you up on screen. Good for you. My goodness. You deserve a hand. Good for you. Because you actually said nothing wrong. There was nothing vile or disgusting about what you said. You spoke the truth. She is very problematic. Hi, Orion. Snoop Dogg wouldn't waste his pee in your Cheerios. He'd just piss in your face.
he's so abusive to women. Verbally, mentally, emotionally abusive. And you want to support him?
What? Here she is accusing another man. Where's your proof that he's abusive to women? Physically, mentally. Now she's saying that FS abuses women. Lord, I hope he's going to sue this bitch. I'm not for lawsuits, but this bitch needs sued. I'm going to make sure I'm sure he already has this, but I'm going to double make sure he has this. I'm going to send it to him.
You make me sick. I bet you if you find women, you'd find out he's an abusive man.
Oh, my Lord.
But no, he wants to attack young professionals like Chronicles of Olivia because he's not getting enough.
He didn't attack her, Betty. She lied. She put out misinformation, and she's still running with it, saying there was 6 dogs when there was 2. She's just like you. He didn't attack her, Betty. I read his post. There was nothing attacking about it. She got caught putting out misinformation yet again. No surprise there.
Attention for his bruised ego and his little penis.
Oh my God. You're listening. You're watching Laura, aren't you? You are watching Laura. What is with you women and obsessed with little peepees? I mean, there is things you can go buy, Betty, if you need a little peepee. But leave these men's peepees alone. I mean, geez, oh man. Just because you couldn't get none of it?
I talked to his girlfriends. Maybe he needs to go sue them. They got a lot to say.
Exactly, all right.
Just saying. But Dolly's in town. And I gotta
Exactly.
say, Dolly used
Olivia and professional don't belong in the same sentence. Exactly. I've called her from day one olive oil. I'm like, everybody's like, give her a pass. She's young. She's naive. She's innocent. Oh, she shit is. That's the kind of bitch that doesn't take one, but has 2 knives in your back, twisting and turning them while smiling in your face. Just like LB.
to never even get on a plane, right? He never even got on a freaking plane. He was so scared shitless to even get on a plane. And look at him.
So now you're taking credit for Dolly getting on a plane? I wonder if he knows that. I wonder if he knows that you're taking credit for everything he does. Betty, his content sucks. He's an exploiter and a crime tourist just like you. He's disgusting. He fell asleep driving down a neighborhood where there's children, Betty. And he wasn't going slow. But you support that, right? You support him putting up thumbnails that a 13-year-old child who was murdered is pregnant. You support him putting up video going over trying to find out if she had a belly or not. You're just as pathetic as he is.
Yeah. He's going all over. He's going all over the place, right? He's going all over the place. And so I find it awfully funny.
You are so jelly.
That we now have inspired a lot of people. It is amazing.
Oh, honey, you didn't inspire anybody. This was being done before there was a Bullhorn. You know, before you stole that name from the dead person. Yeah. Why the estate hasn't sued you because it was copyrighted is beyond me. Probably because they know you don't have nothing to sue for. But yeah, that's it. Yeah, that doesn't have nothing to do with you.
It's so amazing to me. And you know what's even more amazing to me is that by us doing great work, you have pieces of shit here on Twitter apparently. They're filled with a lot of trolls. Don't worry, babies. I'm going to go back and block every last one of you. But, you know, you've got these people that actually...
Wait a minute. I need to know where, when, and how this great work is. I'm waiting. Great work.
Want to hinder somebody actually physically getting out there and doing a physical contribution, like clearing an area because their friend can't go out because they're...
You're not... What's your contribution? Okay, what is it? Come on, tell me. I'm excited. Tell me. I want to know. What exactly do you... What do you do? You go and you take pictures and video of yourself walking around bitching and put it on your channel. What are you contributing? Misinformation? Lies? False allegations? What?
Too selfish and self-absorbed to spend one dime without conning a needy family out of money.
Oh.
So there is that. You know, everybody tries to say we grip. I don't know how because we give back to these.
Wait. Betty, you con your subs. Remember, you told him you were going to work on cases, but you actually used the money they donate for you to go do your crime tourist thing to go to a Trump rally. Are you kidding? And that one time you even said you were on a mini vacay courtesy of, the subs you con out of money for these cases. Yeah. Self-Reflection Sunday coming early.
Families. And we've got literally families upon families that can say the support that they receive from this channel. And I'm sorry, you're going to have to compete with that. And it's not all about words.
Helen, I'm always in
you don't
top
hear me talk down about people. I'll talk down about people once they talk about me, but you don't see me talk because I don't need to talk about people to do good.
Huh?
I don't need to talk about people to be me.
Huh?
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know that either. That's sad. So we are changing. Don't lie. Amy, you have no idea.
You don't care about that because you don't even understand what that is, Betty. So you don't care about that. You'll move on because it doesn't fit your narrative.
What the hell you're talking about? You know what? Go to a doctor. Go to a doctor. That's all it's about, right? Just hold on. Let me get over here and take care of some.
Let me turn that light on. These lights just went out. The timer went off.
Where are we? So we have Amy, right? We got Amy in here. Let's go over here. See what we got in our chat over here. There we go. There you are, honey bunny. There you go. Okay, since you don't like me and you can't control your own bad behavior, let me go ahead and take care of you right now. And good morning. And I'm so sorry, Tammy, that you have to be there with all these butt hurts in the chat. So if it gets too much for you, let me know. I'm monitoring it and I will be blocking the people as needed.
Our patio lights are on a timer. And I'm terrified that if they're out for longer than 10 seconds, that 100,000 palmetto bugs are going to come on the patio and attack me. So I've got to hurry up and turn the other lights on. Sorry.
We have one rule here, and it's don't be a Richard. If you can't be kind, it's time for you to move on. But you know what? There's
Oh,
so many mental basket cases out there.
you're right. You're so right. You kind? Is that word even in your vocabulary? And you are a mental basket case, that's for sure.
There that can't control their own selves and don't even know how physically can't even change the channel. They're so absorbed in hate and being nasty that they don't even realize they're the problem. It's almost a disease. It's kind of I hope they get help for it. I can't fix everybody, but what we can do is we can advocate for victims like Sebastian Rogers, and we can definitely provide support for search.
Okay, wait. Betty. Betty, you need to seek help. You really need to take your own advice. Because, that little bubble that you live in, that little tiny bubble, it's going to burst here soon. And you're not advocating for anybody. I haven't seen you do anything that an advocate would do. An advocate would not get on here and accuse the stepfather of being a batterer, of abusing his wife, his mom, or of doing something to him without any evidence. An advocate wouldn't attack victims and their families, Betty. They would advocate for them, not against them. But you wouldn't understand that because you don't get it. You just, your level of comprehension is way down there with the elevators that don't leave the ground floor. I don't even think you have an elevator. It's that bad. But I think you only have half a brain cell, not even a whole one. But, that's just my opinion. But don't ever call yourself an advocate because you don't advocate for nobody but Betty.
And other efforts like that. And it's in Tennessee.
Of course.
So we have a lot
you
of
only
love
go to
from
Tennessee.
What do we got here?
And it's a Trump rally. Other than that, you don't go anywhere else unless it's a Trump rally.
Okay, so here's a message. I'm going to go ahead and read this message here. Let me see. Do we have any more? If you guys in mods, let me know if you guys see any more garbage coming in from. Oh, I actually don't think you guys can see the garbage coming in from.
Oh my Lord! And Betty, I've been doing a little bit of looking up your little, because you're always so up to saying, you want to be one of the Proud Boys so badly. Do you understand what a Proud Boy is? You're actually jokes. You're actually clowns of the rallies. And all you are is people that get there a day early. Or, I'm sorry, front row Joes. Not Proud Boys. We already know most of them are in prison. But JLR said the Proud Boys were coming to help him in his search efforts. In fact, he said he was waiting for them to arrive. But your front row Joe crap, it is nothing. All it means is that you're stupid enough to go there a day early just so you can get the very front seats. That's it. That's all. I would bet that they don't even know who the hell you are. Just saying.
Twitter, but I can, and that's okay. I'll just delete them and block them. There we go.
Oh, now who you blocking?
Right. So I think I got the.
You keep. Don't lie. You hear what Amy says? Don't lie. You keep blocking people, you're going to run out of peeps, Betty. I like it when people come in chat and have different opinions, or they know something that I don't know. That's a good thing, Betty. That's not a bad thing.
Whoever blocked, so that's at least good.
Oh,
okay. So here's what we're just receiving. Hopefully I can read it. It's small print and my eyes aren't that great anymore. So it says the United Cage need. Is this from today? Are you sure? They just told everybody that they don't need any more help. The search for Sebastian update. The United Cajun Navy needs volunteers. Volunteers will help law enforcement find Sebastian. UCN has brought in search dogs since Saturday, and we will bring in more. Recently, online social media groups were walking around through the area with no set plan other than live stream searching and with no set organized plan of action. Although unofficial, some of these searchers were crossing into federal restricted property and individuals' private property without permission, causing issues. But some county officials have raised concerns over volunteer searches in regards to safety, resident complaints over trespassing searches.
Yeah, and you blame that all on the stepdad. It didn't have diddly squat to do with the stepdad, Betty.
Searchers' possibility compromising evidence that may surface and maintaining the integrity of the case in regards to much being broadcasted live on social media, i.e. questioning potential witnesses, finding an impartial jury, etc. This happens in every case, okay? It's called freedom of the press. It's called being an American citizen and being able to move freely across America. But Betty, as a reminder to these people,
you're not the press. Your little fake press badge that you pay dues for, go to the site, Betty, just like the previous one that got taken from you. They didn't even want your damn money. They didn't want you to have nothing to do with it. It even says it doesn't give you credentials, Betty. It's not a real press badge. You're not the media, Betty.
People searching live, let's get together. Let's not live stream search efforts constantly. It's about finding Sebastian, not likes and shares. There it is again, from the fucking Cajun Navy. There it is again, criticizing social media yet again. Let me ask you, Cajun Navy, because let me tell you, it was social media that found evidence in the Riley String case, not the fucking Cajun Navy.
Betty. Oh my God. Betty. I don't even like saying this, but I'm going to say it. If you go back and listen to my live before he was found, I said where that boy was. Law enforcement knew where he was too. It was just a matter of finding him in that water. Social media didn't have anything to do with that. You're talking about the debit card? Or wait, are you talking about the shirt that you still to this day run with and still to this day want that homeless man found? Law enforcement called you out on that. And they said it was fake. His shirt was on him, you idiot. You're such a cow. You're such a cow. Your freedom stops when it infringes on my rights, Betty. Yes. Yes, she said, yes, she did, Stargazer's mom. She said that the Cajun Navy came in because of social media, and it wasn't. It had nothing to do with social media. More than her eyes aren't good anymore, my thoughts. It's her whole brain. Yeah, you're right. She's not depressed. A hate crime. What? What happened? Yeah, he did fall asleep driving. Yes, he sure did. Yeah, he shut that live down quick, didn't he? Was beat up by the Proud Boys? Oh, Lord, I hope they did so. I hope law enforcement did something. That's a hate crime. And they should be charged with a hate crime. That's disgusting. See, I can't with people like that.
It was the searchers, not the Cajun Navy, that found possible blood tape, whatever, out there. Cajun Navy wasn't even there. They had to be called in and bring their dogs over.
Okay, but I thought you said they came in because of social media, because of you guys. Betty, they dredged the river, and which most likely, helped to dislodge. I don't like talking about this stuff because I don't want people to get upset, but it most likely helped to dislodge whatever the body was caught on underwater. And after so many days, if it's not caught on something, it will come up. But when they moved the barge, yeah, that's that didn't have anything to do with any of you people. Like I said, law enforcement knew where he was. It was just finding him, a matter of time to find him. And I honestly regret, I think it was a day or two before they found him, that I sat here and said, because I was pissed off at you, and I said, no, he's in the water. I regret that because he ended up being in the water. But anyway, and that's sad. That's really sad. You don't get that a young man lost his life. Gone way too soon. Such a senseless tragedy. Instead, you're worried about your precious social media. Shove your social media up your arse. That's not comforting that mother. That's not comforting that father. Ooh.
They're going to piss me off with this nonsense with social media and badgering social media constantly. There it is again, though, right?
It's not badgering.
How the hell do they get their funding? I'm just curious. Do they get grants, federal grants?
It's none of your business.
Because these social media creators are spending money and coming from across the country. Are they not allowed to live stream now? Do I have to ask whatever?
No, Betty, there's a difference. Okay. And honestly, no. When you're on an organized search, a legit real search, you are not allowed to stream it. I know. I've been on them. And I can tell you with 1000% certainty, not a damn person had their phone out recording or streaming anything. Because you're not allowed. You're not actually searching. You're walking around looking at your phone, talking to your audience to get money, to get views. That's all it's about. Because if you were really searching, that you wouldn't be streaming live. And besides that, just in case one of you idiots would happen upon something, and I'm not talking about the fake placed evidence you guys do, like the water bottle and the plastic toy knife in the Summer Wells case. And yeah, no. The last thing you need is for it to be shown live before law enforcement can handle it. You don't get it. You're so stupid. All you care about is you.
Mr. Flagg's name is for permission to live stream on my channel? You got me messed up, man. If you think I'm coming in there and asking your permission for shit, I don't work for you.
Betty, then you can't go search. If you're not willing to follow the rules and the guidelines for a safe search, then you don't need to be involved, Betty. You don't need to be involved. Stay away. Leave these people alone. Let law enforcement and the professionals, the real searchers, the ones that are certified, let them lead the searches and set it up the right way. Stay out of it. Leave people alone.
But I'm happy to work with you.
Oh my
As long
Lord.
as this kind of shit right here knocks it off. I'm happy to call you and say, here's where I'm going. I'm happy to provide you maps because I've been searching for the last few years. It's called awareness.
You also have not been on hundreds of searches, Betty. And there's not many places you've been where law enforcement thinks you're anything but a freaking nightmare, but a freaking nuisance. You're a nuisance to law enforcement, Betty. You're a hindrance to cases. You do not help. You do contaminate potential witnesses. You do contaminate jury pools because you don't leave people alone. You overstep your bounds so much. I can't wait till you get put in your place. And it's coming. It's coming.
We're asking these groups to stand down 24 hours to allow us to get organized grid plan of action and proper permission to search, including coordination with federal. Nothing we do is stopping the Cajun Navy from doing shit. You do your job, we'll do our job. How about that?
You don't have a job. Okay? Number one, you don't have a job. Number two, you're not allowed on federal land that's gated off without permission. That's trespassing. You're not allowed on private property without permission. That's trespassing. Do you not understand that? You are not law enforcement. You don't have the right, the authority to trespass. Please go so you can be arrested. Please. That'll be your next grift. Oh, I can see it now. You will nonstop go live about it. You will say you're going to sue the police department and everything. You've already said that, right? Do you think law enforcement's scared of you, Betty? Do you really think they're scared of you? You think you intimidate them? With the camera off, you will cower like the true coward you are. And you know it. You know it.
I don't answer to these people, and neither does any other content creator out there. We are also asking anyone previously searched for Sebastian to send the United Cajun Navy a message with the results or advice and concerns. United Cajun Navy asks that anyone who is involved or wants to be involved in the search for Sebastian to send us a message and let's organize. Oh, no, because I don't ask permission. I'll be happy to call you and organize. The minute you tell me what I can and cannot be doing, that's when we stop working together. I will tell you that right now.
Betty, there is rules. There is guidelines for these searches for a freaking reason, you fool. You are such an idiot. You have no idea what you're doing. You are not trained nor certified in search and recovery or search and rescue. You don't know what you're doing, and I showed that earlier, Betty. Yeah, you're mishandling of potential evidence. Thankfully, it had nothing to do with the case, which I knew right from the get-go, but you didn't.
Now, if I've got to be very clear to everybody, including the family, I don't work for anybody, and I'm not going to be told what I can and cannot do or where I can and cannot go.
And now you know why Betty doesn't get on the legit searches. Because they wouldn't have her. Betty would be sent packing.
Only people that have permission to do that for me is law enforcement. I have no problem. If they tell me not to go somewhere, I won't go somewhere.
That's not true.
Yeah,
that's not true. They told you and Olivia to stay out of them abandoned houses, but you went in anyway. You lie.
Hard. He is. This is not going to turn out well if they're going to keep dogging social media. I'm going to tell.
How is that dogging social media? They asked for 24 hours to get things organized. How is that dogging you, Betty? You know what? You just made it known that a tornado is coming there. And Betty, they're all going to be on alert for you, you stupid ass. You're so stupid. You know Vada? I still say Vada is you and Molly and Dog's daughter. Mm-hmm. She really is. Because she sounds just like you.
Tell you. Social media will come back up and bite them in the ass. And I'm not saying that for me. I don't have no qualms with it. I could care less. I'm going to do my thing regardless.
Oh.
But
today you were threatening to destroy them with all your big, huge channels on social media.
There's other people out there that are going to start running interference if he keeps this up, because they're going to get pissed off that they're being drug into this because this one Yahoo doesn't like social media that he uses to advertise.
Betty, they asked for 24 hours. They want you to quit passing out misinformation. The families even ask you that. The families ask everybody to let them run the searches. That is not dogging you.
Advertise his own organization. I don't work for the Cajun Navy.
Thankfully.
Some of these searchers are on federal. Some of these search areas on federal property is in an area that we heavily destroyed from recent that were heavily destroyed from recent tornadoes and
And they're
wind damage.
gated
These
off.
areas need to be thoroughly combed in an
Yeah,
organized
and they're all gated.
manner.
They're all gated off. And guess what? You idiots trespassed and went in anyway. Even when it says no entry, you still went in. You get what you give.
With proper permission, leave no stone unturned. Let me just tell anybody and and if I got to go down to City Hall, I will. I'm happily taking care of myself 100%. I'm happy to sign a hold harmless agreement.
That's not going to matter.
I will not hold anybody, government officials or the county.
Betty, they don't want that signed because you're not a legit searcher, Betty. You are not legit media. You're just a YouTuber and a TikToker. That's it. That's all. You have no authority when it says stay out, no trespassing, to go on that property. None of you do. So go ahead and go to City Hall. Knock yourself out. You're going to come out butthurt as usual.
Or the community harmless of any liability. If I go out there, break my leg, break my neck, or kill myself, nobody can sue the city, state, or county that I'm in. I'm happy to give you that.
They don't want that. They just want you to stay out.
We need the social media world to do their thing and help us organize volunteers to come help. Oh, within your requirements. I can't with this.
Well, yes, Betty. There is guidelines for a search. There is things you need to do, Betty. You have no idea how a real search is done. Because your ego and your know-it-all attitude would never allow you to participate. And they wouldn't have you. As soon as you turned your phone on, you'd be booted. You'd be booted, honey. There's a reason why searches are done the way they are. There's a reason why you don't go out by yourself searching, Betty. But that's too difficult for you to understand.
Maybe they've lost my interest. So we'll be out there on Wednesday. God bless the Cajun Navy for their efforts. I hope that they get the volunteers that they need. I'll be doing a separate search. Again, I don't ask permission. I'm well-bodied and have done many searches in the past and perfectly capable of locating areas and doing it. Now, if they want to...
Betty, going out for 17 minutes, bitching the whole time, and streaming and talking to your chat is not searching. Driving around in your car, bitching about the cold, bitching about garbage college loans is not searching, Betty. Posing for your videos is not searching, Betty. And you never, ever go by yourself. You're a stupid cow.
Chill out with being disrespectful to social media. I'm happy to coordinate with them. But this idea that I work for them or somehow I'm required to, they got me fucked up. Just want to let everybody know.
Guess what? You're going to have yourself effed up if you trespass. Because they're sick of the trespassing. They've made that clear. Law enforcement. Not the Cajun Navy. Law enforcement. So please do trespass. Because then you can beg your chat for your fine money. While they escort you out of town.
That ain't happening, okay? That ain't happening. It ain't happening. Presser time, thank you.
Oh my Lord.
Susie, keeping me. She's cracking that whip on Bullhorn Betty today. I like it. I like it. I don't see it. It must be on the Court TV live stream app.
She's nuts.
Hold on, let me go to TV live stream. Live stream.
Yeah, that's normal, KCG. I have a 30-something pound cat that thinks he can lay on my head. He now moved from laying on my chest all the time to now laying on my head.
Going on here live TV.
Yes. From what I understand, Don K. I can't. from what I understand, and also the grandparents have asked them to stop and to leave things alone, and they went berserk. She's a trickster. Yeah, she thinks. Poser. That is what she is, a big poser. Yep. We've all seen her little searches. She's a freaking joke. I'm going to tell you right now, I've been on organized searches. And if you'd have went there and said, well, I'm going to be here for 17 minutes, I'm going to stream and bitch the whole time, they'd have turned you right around and escorted you right on out.
It's saying we'll be right back.
Welcome back to Sport TV Live. I'm Ted Rollins. Glad to start
I
off
don't
another
wanna
week with
watch
you
this.
on a new trial out of the state of Michigan.
I don't know where it's at. It's not here. Nobody's got it on their channel.
She's accused of killing her husband, Robert, back in 2002.
Why are you
It took
showing
investigators
this?
13 years to
Does anybody have a link to the
identify.
press conference?
That has
I'm
nothing to
spending
do
my
with
money
it.
to go out there and search for this man, and I'm not going to be sitting there and having a pissing contest with the Cajun Navy. I'm not doing it.
Betty, it's not your money. Well, I guess in a sense it is, but it's your subs' money. Because you're constantly begging for money to go on your cases to be a crime tourist. Whatever.
It ain't happening. It ain't happening. They stay out of my way, I'll stay out of their way. It's pretty simple. We still got to respect the work that they do because they do natural disasters all over the place. The one thing I don't like doing is the pissing contest. And just like that asshole was, that one in that poofy orange jacket
And what exactly have you been doing for the last 2.5 days? A pissing contest.
that was out at the Idaho 4, and he was a photographer out there, and he didn't know who he was walking up to. He thought it was just some little girl. I don't need to get. Okay, hold on. Let me get Phoenix up out of here. I don't even know how Phoenix is in here.
Oh,
Phoenix,
leave
can you
Phoenix
just please
alone.
get out of
She's
my
not
channel?
hurting
Like,
you.
I don't want you here. I don't like you. I think you are the biggest piece of shit on Twitter. Like, I don't like you. I seriously don't like you. Can you just leave? Leave me alone. Quit stalking me. Can you do that?
Stalking you?
Why don't you go get your BFF, SF? Why don't you give him one of those jobs?
Oh, Lord.
Tuck her up, baby. Not professional? First mistake.
You're not professional. Betty, you are as far from professional as you can get. There is not a thing professional about you. And leave Phoenix alone. You don't like it because Phoenix calls you out. And guess what? It's YouTube. Anybody can come into your live and watch it, Betty. You keep doing that and you're not going to have nobody left.
First mistake.
First mistake because you were told you're not professional. You aren't.
Sick of this bitch. If people have a problem with the way I'm talking, oh well.
Oh well. Oh well.
Can you just block me, Phoenix? I mean, I will find you on Twitter and block you. I will be. I'm happy to do that because I'm going to go through here and find your comments. And I'm going to be happy to block you. But I just prefer you being an adult, which I know you're not going to do because you're a fucking basket. You're a basket case.
Okay.
But I'm going to ask you one time and one time only. Stay off my channel. Get out of my Twitter. Quit following me. Quit watching me. Quit reporting.
Twitter is a public platform, Betty. YouTube is a public platform, Betty. Makes your day when someone comes in and says something you don't like. All because you're not professional. But Betty, that's not wrong. That's actually the truth. And I'm glad someone stood up and told you you're not being professional.
Back on me.
Okay.
Okay? I'm not your kid. You don't own me.
Okay.
If you don't like my shit, get the fuck out. It's pretty simple shit.
Wow, where's your swear jar? It should be
Pretty
full
simple shit.
today. With
The
your
only rule
subs
is here
money.
not to be a dick, and the only person that can't do that is some twat on Twitter.
Oh. Okay. All that because you were called
so let's
problematic.
get back to Sebastian.
All that because you were called problematic and unprofessional. But that's all true, Betty. So, there's that.
And the fact
Hey
that I
guys,
don't
do me a
answer
favor, hit
anybody.
that like button. If you're not sub up. I think I was like one away from 1,500 finally. But yeah, there you go. We'll go back to Betty.
Hold on a second. This is Betty.
Betty.
Oh, and we
Who's
have
this?
full side
Lou.
membership.
Oh, Linda Lou. Pray for me.
I thought you might need a break.
Well, you know what was
that-
so funny?
Bless your
I
heart.
was thinking it was Phoenix, and I'm like, please don't tell me Phoenix. Don't tell me you're
Oh
going to make
man, I wish it would have been. I would have loved to have heard. Oh, I wish it would have been Phoenix.
you out loud.
I said that poor girl needs a break. Bless her heart.
It's just stupid shit all day long. These people can't control themselves. Like, if you don't like it, why comment? Just move on. Like, they're so stupid.
That's true. I was sitting here thinking, they said that they do.
But wait a minute. Why do you comment on stuff you don't like, Betty? Because you do it all the time on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Why do you do it? Huh? Just asking.
A 5-mile radius of from his Sebastian's house. I think it was a 5-mile radius.
Yeah.
If they think that people can believe that child went out and started walking or anything, that poor boy's feet would be all cut up and scratched and everything. I don't think he's got out there and done
You know who is cut up and scratched? His stepfather.
Yeah.
Oh my
I mean,
Lord. He is not cut up. He is not severely bruised like you claim. There's some scratches. They were cutting the dog's nails, not sharpening them, Betty, trimming them. You don't sharpen an animal's nails. You dimwit.
Don't like to walk on hardly anything because he's afraid, when if he goes over rocks, his feet would be cut up with rocks. And I don't think he's got out there and done anything like that.
Yeah, I don't either. I think
he's autistic like that.
I think Sebastian is, I think he's gone. I think something happened. I think, you know what I think it is? I think Chris came home. He either soiled himself, he didn't do something, or Chris didn't want to deal with him and he got angry and something ensued. And it sounds like Chris probably, I mean, the markings on his arms look like he was holding something this way.
No, they don't. No, they don't. It looks like he was holding a dog who was getting their nails trimmed, Betty. Not all dogs like it. I'm thankful mine don't give two craps. He doesn't care if you do his. But I had a dog before him that wanted no parts of it and would tear the shit up out of my arms when I was trimming his nails.
Think, around the neck or something like that, and he just didn't realize what he was doing.
Lord.
Like I said, most of these things, when things like this happen, they don't mean for them to happen. They just they lose control of themselves in a rage, and when you're enraged, you can do just about anything.
Oh, you ought to know, Betty, because you've done it. You've attacked your own family. Yeah, you ought to know about that.
Yeah. But I was thinking about, him getting out and walking. I don't think that boy walked. I mean, that's what the parents want us to think, that he walked out of that house.
I can't believe the stuff she's saying. Look, you don't know no more than any of us, Betty. You don't know what happened. You, as a so-called advocate that you'd like to call yourself, should be supporting this family until you have evidence otherwise. But you should not be up here saying the things you are. And what advocacy program have you been certified in, Betty? What program have you taken? What classes have you taken? Zilch.
But his father's making sure we know he does not leave that house without shoes.
Yeah, I feel sorry for him. I watched him yesterday on JLR's show. He had hurt his arm. They putting it in a sling and everything. And he's a holler and said he had blisters on his feet where he walked so much.
Who?
The daddy.
Oh, that's probably why he's getting the cage.
So that's why they said that Cajun was going to come in and work today. So he could
I
take
respect
a day
what
off.
they do. I just don't respect how they're talking to everybody. They don't control people. They don't control me. They don't control other people. And this thing that they think that they've got this, no.
Yeah, some dogs you actually do have to sedate. My lab, I had a black lab. He hated his nails trimmed. It was a fight to get it. I'd be all marked up by the time I was done.
Another friend.
My dog now, he could care less.
Can't shut him down.
But she's insane. I cannot believe the stuff she says. Yeah, she respects what they do after bashing them all day. She's been bashing them for 2.5 days. Can someone please share the membership link? Thank you.
like that.
And not only that,
regardless.
but you're out with News Nation on your boat on a
Yeah.
search, and then you're talking about everybody else.
Mhm.
Oh, so you're in the control of who can film and who can't in America?
Yeah.
And these are law enforcement, ex-law enforcement agents?
Betty, you're not supposed to be streaming live while you're searching. You're an idiot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
But they said that the daddy met with law enforcement, and I think with Cajun today sometimes, this morning, for them to say where they're going to start at, check it and everything. But I mean, like I said a while ago, I said they left town just like Billy Joe and Leilani. They went out and ate and partied and everything while they was digging in the landfill.
Yeah.
For a little,
It's funny how
pleasure.
parents.
No, Betty, that comment that you took down, that's wrong. Nancy Grace is actually educated. She's an attorney. I can't with these people. I'm not even going to bother because I'm no Nancy Grace fan. But it is what it is. You can't compare her to Betty as far as credentials.
Parents that are guilty versus parents that are innocent, how polar opposite their realities and their reactions are.
Yeah. It's pitiful. Well, honey, I'll let you go. I think your mind is clear now from all that.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Gotta love our coffee crew. Gotta love our coffee crew. They correct the ship quick. They correct the ship quick. So yeah, it's just one of those things. I'm not going to stay on here much longer. We're already over an hour, and I did already produce a 40-some-minute video this morning from TikTok that you guys got to see. So I'm going to be watching and monitoring. I've been okay. Well, I'm so happy here. Don't forget to check me out and everywhere else. I know if you're on YouTube, you got to be on Twitter, you got to be on Instagram, you got to be on TikTok, right? I'm on all those. I'm actually going to be starting to build the Patreon side of things where we're going to be a little more.
She's going to do a Patreon now. It isn't good enough that she's got all this other stuff going on. Yeah. Now she's going to do a Patreon.
I think I'm going to do a personal one-on-one on there like once or twice a week. Probably, I don't know. I'm going to roll that out over the next.
What do you need to do? Are you going to be a life roach too? Are you going to get a life roaching certificate offline like you did your press badge? Oh, Lord.
Next quarter and see where that goes. So we'll get that rolled out. So for those that want to.
How are you? I always miss you.
Try some stuff. I'm not really the Discord person. I never understood Discord. I hear there's a lot of people on it. So it's just. This is Betty.
Hi, Betty. This is Audrey.
Hi, Audrey. How are you doing?
Nonsense. You won't derail me. You go ahead. You do not have to sit on your hands. I do not want you to sit on your hands. I actually like your comments. Okay, I just did some research. The Cajun Navy Relief and its sister org, Cajun Navy Ground Force, are the OG Cajun Navy that was formed when Hurricane Katrina happened. Yeah. But see, she can't do that. Parents don't own their own children. What a weird thing to say. Well, Yeah, you can drop Phoenix's channel, sure. Yeah, she's always triggered. Her favorite subject, abusing a husband. Yeah, she does love a pissing contest. That's all she's been doing. City Hall will tell her to leave. Yeah, they will. They'll show her the door real quick. Yeah, they will. They sure will. And I would block it. But that's just me. I mean, I'd block it so she couldn't come back. But again, that's just me. Okay, I'm done with this one.
I'm all right. I was just wondering, where he had to switch site, do you think it's possible that they packed up and went to closer to his job site Because she said she used to do that when Sebastian was with his dad.
Yeah, well, it sounds like he's working local. They're not letting him back on the job in Memphis. His boss in Memphis told him not to come back until he get everything squared away. He's been working with a friend that's been giving him some jobs, some local jobs there. He's friends let him.
He hasn't been working, Betty, but he needs to go back to work. You know, he's got to live. They still have to eat. They still need a roof over their head, Betty. God, you're a cow.
Kind of help him on a couple of jobs for money, but the Memphis job he hasn't been back to. They told him not to come back.
No. Oh my God. And you know this how? Because JLR or Dolly told you? Great sources of information.
Oh.
I
All right.
can't.
I can't imagine like that. Yeah, I know. I at the end of the, but I just very suspicious
with Seth at this point. I think we're seeing a big bright light, around the Proudfoots. I can't imagine. Let me ask you this: if you had nothing to do with your child's disappearance and a law enforcement told you to sit your ass at home, what would your response be? Don't use
I would absolutely tell them to go to hell, and I would go out searching for my child.
Exactly. I think
you know what? You can say that all you want, but until you're actually in that position, you don't know what you do.
I think we're all like that. So
And
when we
Eddie,
hear that they
you're not a parent, so you would never have any idea.
can't go out and search because law enforcement told them to sit at home, but they're allowed to go out to eat, and they're allowed to go out and pack up.
What is with you with them eating? People have to eat. They were passing out flyers, you dumb dits. Don't ever eat again, Betty. Don't ever eat again, because it's a criminal offense. It's a crime. It's a major catastrophe if you eat.
Their RV and leave the immediate area.
Okay, but it's okay for the dad to search, but not the mom and stepdad. It seems like obviously they're suspects. They don't want them probably searching. I wouldn't want them searching.
No, but I wouldn't
want
them
to law enforcement does tell them that. They do tell them. Also, they don't want them to be the ones to, if he, yeah. So FS pointed out that the rep out there from the UCN was lying about finding remains, so I looked up a few things. UCN is not the original. Cajun Navy Relief is from Katrina. Yeah, Orion, yes, they did. The island of misfit toys. Oh. Because she's Bullhorn Betty Petunia. She knows it all. I don't know about fraud other than them lying about things. Yeah, I had a couple questions there too, Lisa. She needs a lawyer in a 72-hour hold. What alarm? It must have been on Betty's, not on mine. She needs a new car. Yeah, Hope, I sent you a message. Yeah. So do I. I'm going to actually need bail money, which I've never needed in my life. But if I make it down to this dealership, I don't think I'm going to be able to hold my tongue this time. I really, really don't. My husband's job is important. He needs to be able to get there. They are moving into the new building. Do you know what it takes to move a whole freaking hospital? Okay. Well, he can't be late. He can't miss a day. He's got to hire 16 of our staff. He's got a lot of interviews to do. On top of making sure all the stuff gets moved properly. Yeah. So, we don't have time for this. Not to mention, we've already paid them a very hefty sum and they still have not fixed it right. And they are giving us the runaround. I'm done with it. I'm done being nice. I'm going to be professional like Betty. I'll definitely end up in jail.
Right. What if they're out there compromising evidence? You don't know that.
Yeah, but with them leaving, we don't know where Sebastian is. How do we know they're not doing that right now?
That is very true.
What? Are you freaking kidding me? You don't think that law enforcement didn't know they were leaving? Do you really not think that? Do you think they just got up in the morning and said, come on, let's go camping. Hell with it all. Are you really that freaking brain dead? You've got to be. You've got to be.
Unfortunately, it's very true.
Yeah.
It takes a special heart to be a parent of a special needs child. It really does. It takes a special heart to do that. And
thank you.
I honestly, seeing the way that the stepdad acts and just his whole demeanor, I wouldn't want him anywhere near my child.
Yeah. And he seems
the way my child responds would be completely horrible around that man.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's been very.
Y'all don't know nothing about these people. You don't know what their life was like. That lady is as twisted as you. I don't know who she is, but no wonder she's one of your subs.
Not 5 times, so he obviously has intimacy and.
And by the way, Betty, I seen your playboard. It was posted. There is no damn way that you are gaining 200 subs a day. There is no way on this earth, unless you buying them. Haven't you learned about doing that before when you were buying clips of 100? You'd lose 100 within seconds. You'd have 100 back. Yeah. We caught on to that before. YouTube will eventually wise up and catch you. But there is no way you are gaining 200 subs at a clip. Nope. 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 Same thing with Dolly. I truly believe he buys subs too. There's no way he gained 800 subs in one live. No way. And this was before he went down there acting a fool, falling asleep while he was driving.
Long-term connection issues, because obviously he's got some behaviors that run women off. I mean, a good guy isn't married 5 times. You know, we all get distracted sometimes.
What?
I mean, I've been divorced once, but it was my own fault. Like it was a one-night stand that never left. I mean, I should have known better, right? I won't make that mistake again.
See, you do.
Betty, you beat that man. You strangled him, Betty. You choked him out. You cut his tires up. You beat that man on a regular basis. Stop. One night stand that never left. Y'all didn't even cohabitate the same rooms for years before he left, Betty. Stop. And you let that slip out. That's the only reason why I can say that, because you're the one who said it yourself. Anyway. That man probably is dancing every day now that he's away from you. You drug that divorce out longer than you were married.
Learn from mistakes.
You do.
I just think that the Proudfoots are total pieces of shit right now, to be honest with you.
I think we all do. I think we, and
Night,
I,
KCG.
you know, my gut feeling was spot on. I should have trusted it. I doubted it with the behavior panel, but you know, it's a lesson learned that we've got to really trust our guts in situations like this. And something was screaming out to a lot of people in my chat.
But she does. It's sad, but it's no shock that she's clearly, basically, completely alone. She chooses that, though. I couldn't be around her. I don't care what people say. Oh, she's nice and perfect. Bullshit. Bullshit. Betty is Betty. This is Betty. This is what you get. Don't matter. Hey, Wishful. I am autistic, and my stepdad, strict as he was, don't mean my stepdad was bad, because he was the one who handled my meltdowns. Exactly. But, yeah, not according to old Bets.
I knew their story didn't make sense.
The one thing I love about your channel is and that's one thing.
Oh, lady, I don't want to
It
hear
opens
her
up
no
the
more.
box, minds and our own tunnel vision, and and you don't get that if everybody's parroting you.
Well, I wish you luck in Tennessee. I will be watching.
Awesome.
God bless you. That's all I have to say. And if my son, God forbid, Bullhorn Betty.
I love you.
Oh,
Make sure you call
no.
that
All right. Because they're closer. But then I'll call Bullhorn Betty.
There you go.
Okay, yeah. She'd be the last person I would ever want to touch any case in my family. Nope. Actually, when my nephew was missing, I think we posted it on Facebook, but that was it. I didn't go to YouTube because of the situation. We knew. Yeah, we knew. We knew they weren't going to find him alive. But anyway, where's the one where she calls them? I think I showed that one. No, was it that one? The press conference. I'm trying to remember the one where she said accused him of being a batterer. Oh, I think I found it. It's only one little clip. Yeah. I think it's this one. Let me check it out. It's just one little clip part I want to play. I'm not going to play the whole live. Oh, I think this is it. I think this might be it. I don't think I played this one. I'm sorry. I'm looking at a video real quick to make sure I find the right part. Because I don't want to play all the interviews with the parents and stuff. I just want to play what she says. Mm. I found it. Oh, I found it. Yes. Let me play this part. I knew I'd find it. I didn't play this before. I just want to. And this is when Betty's saying she's going to go down. Listen. Here we go. This was 3 days ago.
Autistic children or not. Maybe he was dealing with some extra stuff. Maybe it was requested by the school. Sometimes the schools put these requests on the parents, and it's either you do this or you're going to have to take your kid to a different school. Hey Betty, the mother said he didn't spank him with a belt. Then he turned around and said he did. I know. That's the problem I have, Ricky, is because these, it's one of those things where you want to show that you are going out of your way to.
Betty, you stupid cow. This woman is an emotional freaking mess. Her son is missing. Her child. You would have no clue.
To prove that the parents aren't responsible, but when I'm going out of my way to prove that they're not responsible, everything I'm seeing is showing that they are. Now, for me, it's not that I think everybody's going to take what I'm seeing and turn it into what I'm feeling. But I agree.
What evidence do you have that they're responsible, Betty? What evidence?
With you, it seems like the mother keeps changing the story a little bit, and I keep noticing Chris is always trying to maintain the narrative. He's always interjecting, always overspeaking. Even on Smiley's, somebody had brought that up, and you know what she looks like to me? In all fairness, she looks like a battered wife to me. She's just sitting there doing exactly what she's being told to do and say. I'm sorry, that's the way I look at her. There's from the very beginning, I said that I really think Chris was home at the time. I don't know, just like Don Wells. I believe Don Wells was home at the time.
And you've been proven wrong there, Betty. Law enforcement knew he wasn't home. They've made it clear, but you still run with that lie and misinformation. Now you're accusing him of battering his wife because you've committed battery. You think everybody else does.
Just don't see, because I know construction. You guys know my history.
I
was in construction work for many years. I owned a handyman business for almost a decade.
No, you didn't. It wasn't almost a decade, and you didn't own the business. It wasn't your business. It was your ex-husband's business, and it wasn't much of a business at the time, because you were busy getting all hyped up and beating the crap out of the man all the time. But yeah, okay.
I can do drywall, I can do electrical, I can do plumbing, I can fix the front of my car. I'm not a dumb blonde over here, okay? I have a lot of skills.
You're a bottle blonde. You're not a natural blonde.
I have I've done
not a bottle blonde, a bucket of bleach blonde.
My life, I can take care of myself.
And
I've been in construction long enough to know how construction works. I know people get out in construction.
Handyman is not construction, Betty. Okay. Handyman, at least the handyman services around here, they'll, swap out your faucet, unclog your drains, stuff like that. They're not major construction, Betty. Just letting you know.
Construction get off at 2 p.m. and start drinking immediately. They go cash the check and start drinking. Most construction workers do. Okay?
No, they don't.
It is what it is. But on the weekends, construction typically isn't running on the weekends.
You're so full of shit. You even live in Florida. You know they work 7 days a week around here. Stop your lying to your audience, Betty.
They don't have the cranes moving. They don't have men on the ground. They usually are a Monday through Friday type of crew. This might be one that is a 24-hour job where they're working 24 hours. I don't know the setup of it. I just know that they cannot run one employee 24 hours a day, right?
Yeah, so she does come across as meek. She does. And that just may be her and her personality. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Assume if he's not working on Saturday, only being 3.5 hours away from home, it seems to me that a construction worker that has been on a construction site all week would want to sleep in his own bed for a few nights. I'm just saying. Okay. I know when
don't just say. Because you don't know what the hell you're talking about. You don't think that law enforcement didn't make sure? Huh? I think I I know I didn't review this, did I?
Opportunity, and I'm only 3.5 hours away, and I don't have a job to do for 2 days. My butt's coming to my bed.
You don't have a job. And you don't know what he was doing. But I can tell you one thing. Law enforcement does. And he wasn't home, Betty. He wasn't home.
I'm marrying my bed for a weekend.
Mm.
Whether I do anything, go on an outing with my family or not, I'm going to be sleeping in my damn bed.
Okay, well, that's you.
So I had always assumed that he would be home on the weekends if he's not working. It's only 3.5 hours away. I even talked about the construction people. He would have gotten up about, depending on what time he wanted to be to work, only 3.5 hours away. If he had to be on the job at 6 a.m., he has to leave home around 2:30 in the morning.
Okay, Betty, who would want to leave home, drive for 3.5 hours, and go put in a 10 to 12 hour day? Stop. You do you know how ridiculous you sound? You don't know what you do, Betty, because thankfully you don't have no children and will never be in this position.
The wife went to bed at midnight. Is that the time when the husband left?
He was
I always have these questions.
He wasn't there, you idiot. There's phone records to prove they were talking on the phone and he was not there.
I always have these questions. So at the end of the day, I will be going into the community here next week. And I just wanted to go to Smiley's World. I think this is the one right here. The
Of course
interview
you
with parents.
do. The newest tragedy pimp, which we will be reviewing some of Smiley's World tomorrow. I'm done with this. I'm done for the night. I can't no more, Betty.
Let me see. Is this the one? I don't see the parent.
Yeah. I'm done with Betty. I just wanted you guys to rehear that part about her being battered. She works, folks. She works. Betty, do you know what work is? I mean, you don't research before spewing your thoughts. So there's that. Yeah. My neighbor lived in his trailer for years near job sites. Only came home 1 weekend a month. Yeah, there is guys that travel that don't, it's not a big deal. It happens. It is a nice RV. It is. Nice truck, nice RV, beautiful home. Yeah, she doesn't get that those beds and those nice campers like that are very comfortable. Someone with absolutely no life and someone who doesn't need sleep like Betty. Yeah, because she don't sleep much. I mean, she's up sometimes at 5 o'clock. There'll be times I'd come out in the patio at like around 5:30, maybe 6, somewhere between 5 and 6 to have my coffee and stuff before I have, the kids and everybody get up. And she'll be live at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, damn, I'm sorry. I don't like people that much to be going live that early in the morning. I just don't have it in me. Smiley had idiots on today that had zero understanding of autism. Yeah, I'm going to review that tomorrow. I'm making sure that I can, live and screaming, bring facts to counteract this, to counter these idiots that she had on. She turned out to be a very big disappointment. If she researched, she'd know she keeps incorrectly naming the UCN the Cajun Navy, and there's like 4 different orgs with Cajun Navy in their name. 2 of them are not 501c3s. Yeah, but then she'd have, see, she's not going to look that up. That would require work. The whole family now lives in the trailer because the wife got tired of the separation, so now the family comes home once a month. Yeah, there's no wrong with that either. I mean, this is Florida. People live, some of these RVs people live in are nicer than most people's homes and cost more than most people's homes. Oh, I was so we had our appraisal on our house, just you know, for because insurance and all that was renewed. I, I was blown away. I was like, damn, if the market wasn't so bad, I'd sell and buy a bigger house, but not in this market because it would be senseless. I'd be paying way more than I should for a bigger house. So, yeah, I'll wait. Hell, we had a nice ass camper. It was big. You could sleep 10 people comfortably and still have room. We had a full bathroom. I do miss it though. Yeah, exactly. She's an idiot. She's an idiot. But it is too late for me to get in. I'm going to have to change my description. I wanted to show the stuff with Susan and the caters and all that, but I'll do that tomorrow because it's late and I got to get up with the kids for school. Tomorrow they want waffles, of course. And you know my ass will get up and make them damn waffles. But and I also hopefully will have that other video by tomorrow. I'm gonna reach out to the person again and say, hey, did you forget? um but I do want to because it's not it's only like 10 to maybe 15 minutes is all it'll take to go over Susan's. Oh, Lisa, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Let me play you something, even though I'll have to take it out because I still haven't made another super. Okay. Um, I'll get around to it. I just don't get around to it. I still can't catch up on videos that I want to watch. Oh, thank you, Orion. Thank you, Lisa. Easter tree. I sure will. In fact, I'm finishing my stuff up tomorrow for them. After I get them on the school bus, that's where I'm headed. Oh, that's what do you mean? That's a lot. Thank you. That's huge. Are you kidding? Oh, hope. My neighbors, they paid $295,000 for their camper 10 years ago. It's one of them big drivable luxury. Oh my God, it's nice. But oh no, they can go up as much as $1 million, depending on what you want to buy. Oh yeah, they can cost more than your house. Mm-hmm. And they live in theirs half a year. You know, they travel all over the place. And there's people that will sell their homes and go buy an RV and live in it. We have RV parks all over the place, just like Arizona does. And yeah, they'll pay more for that RV, but these RVs are freaking laid out, man. They are sharp. They are nice. Oh yes, Marcy. We play games every day. Every day. I'm big on playing board games and stuff with them instead of TV or their tablets. In fact, the other night they had a big game contest with my husband. They beat his butt. My 6-year-old can play like nobody else. I don't know what the insurance is. I never checked on that. It's not as bad as property insurance down here in Florida. Oh my God, I cannot believe what mine went up to. No claims either. No claims. 17 years I've had this house, no claims. But my insurance almost tripled. Insurance is crazy down here right now. And our government really, I'm sorry, the state needs to step in and do something because it is out of control. When you're spending, $3,000-$4,000 a year for homeowners insurance, it's insane. It's insane. But honestly, if it was still just me and my husband, we were planning on doing that because that way we could just, if we wanted to go somewhere, just load up and go. Yeah, like I said, we were looking at some of the RVs. Oh my Lord, they are laid out. My food truck insurance just doubled for 6 measly months. Wow. Yeah, insurance is crazy. Even auto insurance down here. My husband's no tickets, no accidents. Doesn't matter. I wish we would have never left State Farm because we had it good with State Farm. But now to go back, it would just be this, $10 difference in what we're paying now. But I'm so dissatisfied with Progressive. I live in a big fifth wheel, and I assure you, it's much nicer than. Oh yeah, you can get some laid out one. Yeah, my neighbors, they have one of them big RVs that you drive, and they can, pull their car behind it. That thing is so freaking laid out. I mean, they have it all. I'm like, damn, that's nicer than your house. No wonder you don't spend no time at your house. I wouldn't either. And then they can go wherever they want to go. It's a lot easier than having to worry about packing up your house. I don't know. But now that we got littles, I wouldn't do it because it'd be too hard with two littles. They would drive me. They drive me nuts now. Oh hell to the no. Yeah, I'm done. I'm coming. Yeah, I'm done. I'm coming. Did you put that away, hon? What are you eating? You and your late night eating are gonna end up with heartburn. Oh, Helen, I bet it is. You can get some nice fifth wheels, man. You're with Progressive? Yeah, they're out and they're not good priced here. And then after this shit they pulled with we paid for the roadside assistance crap that never happened, and I ended up having to pay the tow out of my pocket. Now I got to wait for months for them to reimburse me. Oh Lord. Yeah, it's just like it is, Alan. It's like having an apartment on wheels or a condo on wheels. I mean, I told my neighbor I'll take hers any day. I'll take hers any day. We went to look at them, and oh my God, I was like, but you can spend $1 million easy on one if you got it and you can afford it. But we were looking at one. I think the one we were looking at was $265, which is a lot, but not going to do it now because we have littles. But I would like to have one again to go camping. I do miss my camper. We had a nice camper. It was a tow along, but it was big and had a full bathroom, full kitchen. My niece lives in one with her 2 boys in New Hampshire. She saved a ton of money and put herself through school. Yeah. Yeah. I still think about it sometimes. Maybe when the kids get a little bit older. Right now they're 6 and 8. So, well, 8.5. God forbid if I don't say she's 8.5. She'll have a fit. Oh my gosh, she looks so cute for school. She looks so cute today. A couple weeks ago. Oh, what? No. I took her on a little shopping spree and let her pick out some. I let her do the picking out and let her pick out a couple outfits because she's outgrowing everything. And her clothes last her. All her clothes, they still look good. Somebody else could wear them and you'd never know they were used. But she's a diva because of me. I turned her into one. But she looked so cute today. And she was feeling herself. But I like her to look good for school because if she looks good and she feels good, she'll have a good day. You start out the morning right. And while we're doing her hair and brushing her teeth in the morning, I always make her look in the mirror and say, look at that beautiful face. Always remember, you're beautiful, you're smart, you're funny, and you can be anything you want to be. And she'll smile from ear to ear. Yeah, they can get real pricey. But you know what? you're paying for luxury and you're getting it. And we looked at some nice ones. I'll tell you what, that one, it was 835 thou. I was like, yeah, you shouldn't have even let me walk into this one because you know I'm gonna drool and you know I can't have it. But yeah, I mean it. Oh, it was laid out. Yeah, and I never want them to go to school without a smile on their face. I do it with my little boy too. I always tell him he looks good in the morning. You know, I always tell him I'm proud of him. I do the same thing with him. He's a shoe kid. Yeah, you can get a nice one for around 50. Yeah. He's very finicky about his shoes. And he likes to have lots of different shoes to wear. The kid is a shoe horse. But he drags his toes, so he ruins his shoes really quick. The only thing that'll be ruined, the shoe will look brand new till you look at the toes. He drags them when he's playing or when he's on the swing or something. Yeah. They have to know that they they need that confidence, especially in this world today. And I just want them to know that they can be anything they want to be. All they got to do is work for it. It's not going to be handed to them. They have to apply themselves and work for it. But they can do anything they want to do. And that's a good way to do it, though, Helen. But you are saving money, huh? Oh, really? Oh, yeah. I don't know what the sites cost around here. Um, I didn't get that. We were just looking at campers. I didn't get that into it, because we got the kiddos. So, I don't even know what they cost. But I know a lot of people around here live in their RVs. They don't have taxes. They don't have a mortgage. Then again, if a lot of them have payments on their RVs, if they, the ones that didn't, use the money from selling their property to pay for the RV, now my neighbors, they sold their other house in Indiana and used that money for their down on their RV. So they're good though. They're financially okay. Yeah. I'm trying to remember. Oh, it's been years ago since we were camping. Um, so it's changed a lot, I'm sure, in what you pay. But there's a lot of nice parks here. I mean, there's parks right there on the beach if you want to pay to stay on the beach. My niece parks was on my brother's land where used to be my parents. Oh, that would save money. But then you don't have the upkeep of your house. It's just I don't know. But I most of the nice parks have pools and stuff, but I like a private pool. I don't like a community pool. I'm weird like that. Because my pool's got to be very, very clean. I'm very fanatical about that. Yeah. Ours like $745 a month. Holy cow. But if it's paid for, and that's cheaper, well, depending on yeah, I don't know. I guess does that include the water at least? About shit when I got my electric bill because I screwed up. I never do laundry during the day. because it's so expensive. I only do it in the evening or on the weekends when it's cheaper. My electric bill keeps going up and up and up. I'm getting a little sick of it. Everything included? Wow. That's a good deal. The price difference only comes in with ampage required. Our sites easily hold 45-foot units. Wow. Wow, 745, and that includes everything? Holy cow. Hey, I was mad my electric bill was $217. I was pissed. That's high for me. Because I'm one of them people that keep everything out when you're not using it. Unplug shit, yeah. And that's what's running a pole. But the solar system heats it, so it doesn't run on electric for that part. But the pump runs on electric. I think my highest electric bill got to be like, it was like $230, $240, something like that. And I bought shit. Now my water bill's outrageous. I think. You do pay extra for personal internet? Yeah. Yeah, I think you have to do that here too. I don't know. It's still something that's in the back of my mind. You never know. Who knows? Maybe, I'll win a chunk of this lottery. Your mom is charging $8.90 a month Canadian. That's not bad though. Not for here. I mean, no. I might be lucky enough and that I can get the camper. We can go camping all the time. Because I think the kids would love it. My son did. But instead of towing a car, I'd tow my boat. So I don't even know if you can tow a boat with them. Well, I guess you could if you could tow a car. But notification suggestions. Screen video recorder express. I didn't even know I had that. Well, I'm going to check into that because then I can start recording again. But OBS hasn't worked right for me in months. I can't get it to work right. I don't know what happened. And like I said, this cheap little tablet here, you cannot screen record. You can screenshot a picture, but you cannot screen record. Drives me nuts. Your park is very nice. I'm sure. I've been in some really nice ones. And then there's, campgrounds. And there's still people that live full-time, year-round in the campgrounds. It's insane. Oops. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. What did I do? Okay. Why won't it let me do it now? It's making me mad. Okay. There, that's what I wanted to do. Okay. But tomorrow I will come back and hopefully I will have that video of Betty's. And also I want to go over some of the newest tragedy vulture. I'm not going to call her crime tourist because she don't go on scene, so she can be a tragedy vulture. Or she hasn't went on scene that I know of anyway. I don't really know Smiley. And I want to go over that Susan stuff with Sharla. Lame, if you ask me. But, yeah. But I thank you all for staying with me and coming back and hanging out with me so late. Some of my best memories with my grandparents were camping. Oh, I bet. Yeah, my son loved it. We always had a good time. I do miss my big house some days. You do? I'll trade you. You ever want a break? How about we trade for a couple weeks? We could do that. I would love a break. And the kids would love it. My husband will put up the tent out in the yard. And they will go out there and they think they're camping. I can't wait to take them really camping. But see, that's kind of stuff we would do instead of, them sitting in front of the TV or on their iPads. We'd go do stuff, But because I want them to experience so much. You can have it. It's a pain in my ass, Ellen. I'm a baby. I like my water really warm. Kids don't care, but I care. Oh, you'd like my pool. It's very clean. I'm very fanatical about that. I get a lot of compliments on my pool. I don't think I could live here without one. Not since I've had one all these years. I think it would be hard. When we first moved here and bought the apartment building and stuff, it of course didn't have a pool. It was a 4-unit building, and then we bought the 2-unit house beside it. Yeah. After our son passed, we were in the process of buying a building on Beachside with a pool when our son passed, but I didn't want to continue because we were only doing this to leave, for him. So we just flipped everything. We sold it and didn't buy the building on Beachside, which I'm thankful we didn't, and bought our house, and that was that. Ended up managing the fucking property for the dude that bought them, that lived in California. We ended up managing it for him for like 3 years, and then one day I just had enough. I'm like, I can't do this no more. These people think I still own this freaking property because they've never met you. I've never met you, but I controlled his bank account for the property. It's weird. But I did all the evictions. I did everything. But I got tired of people calling me because they wouldn't change a freaking light bulb. When they call you at 2 o'clock in the morning because they won't change a freaking light bulb in the hallway, kiss my ass. I just got tired of it. I got tired of people. I got tired of lame excuses. I got tired of people using their kids because that was easy to do with me. Ugh. How I used to buy all my tenants' kids Christmas presents and Easter bags. Yeah, I did all that crap. You miss having your own pool? Yeah, see, I like having my own. I'm not a public pool person. I'm very finicky about who's in my water. And my dog never, ever gets in my pool. Ever. He wants nothing to do with it. Thankfully, because I wouldn't allow him. Because I am not swimming in a pool with a dog. I'm just not. Nope. He loves the shower. He just don't like the pool. He fell in one time. Oh my God. He was so upset. He was so beside himself. It took him hours to settle down. He slid off his lounge chair and the kids had moved it and it was close and I didn't notice. And it was close to the edge. So he went to slide down like he always does off his lounger. He went right into the pool. He was so pissed off. I hate people, Sue. Okay, I am going to end this. It's after 1 o'clock. I got to get up in 4 hours. And it'll take me at least a half an hour to fall asleep, if maybe longer, if I sleep much. Oh, menopause sucks. You lose your sleep. The older you get, the less you sleep. And I'm a lot older than Betty. She looks older than me, in my opinion. But yeah, she's got a long way to go yet. But guys, thank you. Mods, thank you all. Thanks everybody for hanging with me. Don't forget to hit that like button. If you're not sub. And I'll see y'all on the YouTube streets. I'll be back tomorrow. Night, everybody.